Hey everyone, we are live with Battle of the Sexes. I know y'all coming for me, but it's okay. It's okay, guys. I am here. How is everybody doing tonight? Let's get this started. So we're starting a little late today just because I wanted to respect the men and their game. I know that the football game is still going on, but at least they got to watch the majority of it. So that's why we're starting late. But let me go and drop the link for my panel so we can get right into. I know they're already going to try and give me flack. We told you in the premiere you better not be late. But there's a reason why I was late. And I'll discover that in a second. I'll let y'all know why I was late in a second. Is everybody ready? Hey guys, I've dropped the link. I think I've dropped the link. Oh, it wouldn't let me drop the link, y'all. Wait, let me try this again. Copy to clipboard. StreamYard better not act up today. I thought I dropped the link, but... Oh. Done. Chat. Oh, I hope it's letting me. Okay, can y'all see the link? Okay, I can see it now. Man. Yeah, see, 44 seconds left in the game. See, Erica, we just gonna move on. It's the Battle of the Sexes night. You know, but I wanted to be nice. But, you know, we all knew that the Falcons were gonna win. So, you know, it is what it is. Okay, here's here. Harrison Family Vlogs.
Yo.
Hey, Dre.
What's up?
Hey, Nita.
What's up?
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Hey, Dre.
How you doing, Nita?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Doing well.
Your
Resting.
haircut looks nice.
Thank you. This is my Mr. Harrison look. When I go back to school, this is my Mr. Harrison.
Is that cocoa bean number 27 in your hair?
Cocoa bean 27?
The hair color?
I don't know. I don't dye my hair, and I won't dye my hair. I want it to go gray.
You want it to go gray. It is a fabulous looking black. I mean, you have some nice hair. We would make beautiful babies.
I believe so too.
Huh?
I believe so.
Yeah.
First off, V, the Falcons lost. All right, they lost today. You probably turned the game off with 2 minutes left and didn't catch the rest of the game. They lost. Let's get that clear.
No, they
Let's
didn't.
get that. Yes, they did. Yes, they lost.
Man,
Your Falcons
celebrated
lost.
too soon.
I think you
Yeah.
I think
Go look at the score. They lost by 1
I'm
point.
checking right now.
Jay chat. No way.
That's why you don't turn off the game until it's zeros on the clock. Yeah, they lost.
Let me see.
I think he's
Ooh, he's talking mad trash.
right.
Sunday.
How's everybody doing? YouTube Court TV, Logic. You came to my premiere late at the end, so I figured you was ready for the live today. Where are you, sir?
Oh wow, yeah, they sure did by 1 point.
I told you. Yeah, I told you.
Yo, but what's with the defense? I didn't even watch it, but that defense must have been like just an offensive game. Like
Pretty much.
40.
Dallas recovered their onside kick. That's what it was.
All right, like they didn't play defense in the fourth quarter.
Wow.
Well.
There's
Yep.
the Ravens are doing good though.
Yeah, they beat your hometown team ass today. I'm just saying.
They did.
Nia, you coming on the
Texans. There is no words. Okay. No
is Nia coming on the panel too?
Who?
Nia.
Who?
My Life with Nia. She coming on the panel.
Nia, come
on. And I watched that movie, and
you watched the movie.
I fast forward a couple of parts too.
Yeah, I figured you may. I figured you may have. So, okay, guys. So we are all here today, and on Battle of the Sexes, today we are discussing the movie Cuties that's on Netflix. That's very controversial. So I just want to see how many people in the chat has actually watched or has seen that movie.
Hey, Real Talk 87, how are you? I didn't sleep with you last night.
What?
I didn't sleep with you last night. You just came in here and you didn't speak, like, you know, like I seen you or something. I didn't see you last night.
Hi,
How are you?
Shanita. I'm
That
good.
caught
How
him
you?
off guard. That caught
How
him
you
off
doing,
guard.
Shanita?
He was like, "What? Did I miss?"
Guys, you haven't watched it yet? What?
Oh, Fee, that's
Y'all
that.
haven't watched it yet?
So I'm gonna tell you now.
That's
I'm sort of relieved that it wasn't an American-made movie.
Okay, but did anybody watch why the movie was created? I just want to know if you know why and what the story is behind the actual
Hey,
movie.
let me be real with you real quick, V.
'Cause
I'm gonna be real with you real quick, V.
you didn't watch
I didn't watch that damn movie. No, I didn't watch it.
why are you
Don't.
here?
Hey,
I told you
you
people,
and
people do not listen to instructions. No, I'm joking.
I watched it.
Why
I watched it
are
this
you
morning.
here?
I waited till the last minute.
you looking the
We
wrong
you
way.
You're
supposed to
looking the
watch
wrong
By the way,
way.
You're looking
turn,
the wrong way.
turn the other way.
Oh, you were
Yeah,
supposed
there
to
you go.
watch the movie,
But I didn't watch it. Okay.
but you were instructed to. That's the problem.
So
You don't listen.
Okay,
Erica,
you're right.
the
V, I did
movie
see.
is Cuties and it's on Netflix. So the movie title is Cuties.
But but the message at the end, I got it. But what's with all the visual? Like, why was all that in there?
Well, can we? What? We just gonna jump right into it, huh?
Okay,
No
wait, I just want
foreplay.
1
we
minute.
just gonna-
No, listen.
Before we get into
Right.
that, because I want to hear everybody's thoughts, I would just like to say, guys, if you have not purchased your Harris Family Vlog merch, then please do so.
Wait, where's that link? Drop the link. Drop the link.
But did you pray about it?
Yeah.
But did you pray about it?
What?
Yeah.
But
Hold on,
did
let me
you
get the
pray
link.
about it?
Candidly Vee supports y'all. Candidly Vee supports. So please go and
Yes.
Harris Family Vlogs merch. You can get t-shirts,
There
you can
it
get
is.
sweatshirts, you can get mugs. He has face masks. He has the whole plethora of things that you can purchase. Please go over to Harrison Family Vlogs and support the cause and get you some Harrison Family Vlogs merch.
Why are you talking like you in a commercial?
That's because she's advertising. That's what you do when you're advertising.
Oh
There I go.
man.
All right, I got stuck for a second.
Oh,
I'm back.
Harrison Family Vlogs.
Harrison
Yeah.
Family Vlogs. Right up, right next to me. Next to me.
Other way.
The other
There
way.
you go.
Okay, guys. Okay, so tell me your initial thought. Well, Real can't, but Shanita and Dre, tell me your initial thoughts on the movie.
You can go first, sweetie.
So, huh?
You can go first.
Well, you said something. Did you say?
Oh,
Did you say,
I said you can go first, sweetie.
He said you can go first.
sweetie?
Yeah.
Okay, so my initial thoughts was
You can make her faint.
Huh? What happened?
Carry on.
Oh, so yeah, my initial thoughts was like what you have us watching. I think I even sent that to you in the text. What are we watching, and what does this have to do with Battle of the Sexes? And as the movie went on, I'm like, what am I looking at? Like, do I need to what? That was my initial thought. And I just want to give you my initial thought. What are we looking at, and why are we looking at this?
Okay, Dre. So before you tell me your thoughts on the movie, I just want to know, because originally you said you was not going to watch the movie. And what was the reason why you wasn't going to watch the movie?
Because from the image of the flyer itself with little girls in sexualized positions, it wasn't really anything I cared to see. And I wasn't going to see it. Yeah, like that like Netflix was not about to get my view in their algorithms for that thing. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't want it, but the only reason why I did it is because you know, and I fast forward a lot of the parts that was sensitive.
The dancing parts.
No, not even just
there was
dancing
some
part.
other parts.
It was a lot.
Yeah,
It was a lot.
The parts that I had to like, the thing is, I purposely did dishes and was cleaning my kitchen at the same time. This way, I can just look away and just like probably hear what was happening. But I think in a time that we're living in today, where almost everything is now allowable, we're giving space for perverts, to really lust after little girls. So I was concerned about watching that movie, just to give support for that, because now what happens is Netflix is going to be like, okay, wow, this has like 200 million views. There's a market for this. Now let's start producing more movies like this because it's giving us revenue.
Mm-hmm.
And, I didn't want them to get that view. But my initial thought was, this is again a movie where they're exploiting young girls. It started off pretty dope because I was like, okay, maybe I misjudged this movie. And then it went into the movie, and I was like, nope, I didn't misjudge it. I didn't misjudge it at all.
Okay.
But then at the end, the final piece, I got. But they could have really did without all the in between, or narrate what was happening with maybe some silhouettes, or like they just showed too much. And the end, I get it, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody. You know what? Forget that. I don't want you to go to see it. I'm going to spoil it for you. All right. She finally realized what it really meant to be a little girl. Okay. So you don't need to see the movie. It was a little girl who was tempted to be in the in crowd, and then eventually realized I don't need to be in the in crowd to be a good girl or a girl itself. So don't go see the movie. I just told you what the movie was all about. So okay. I think that's my initial. Yeah.
Okay, so Nia has watched it. Nia, come join us on the panel today. Vee said, I haven't watched it, Vee, but from the flyer, were the girls a dance team? So they were trying to go into a dance competition.
I don't want to like diss anybody, but when I first saw the flyer, the young lady that was in the blonde, I thought that was a little boy. At first, I thought. So I was like the flyer, right? The flyer didn't even make them look like little girls in a sense. So they altered their face or whatever in the image, and that little girl with the blonde hair looked like a little boy with long blonde hair. So yeah. But,
okay.
Yeah, it was kind of.
So okay, so guys, just so you know, the girls in the movie are actually 11 years old. They're 11. So they're preteens. They're at that preteen age. So they're 11-year-olds. Okay. Real, why did you not watch the movie?
The same reason Dre said. I seen the what you call it, the
thumbnail.
Yeah, that shit. I seen that and I was like, I don't want to look at that. And I didn't watch it. So I don't know what it's about. I don't want to assume what it's about or nothing. I don't want to watch a movie with nothing but kids in there doing whatever the fuck they was doing. I don't want to see that. You understand?
Okay.
So I decided not to watch it.
Logic, how wonderful of you to join us late yet again. I even postponed the live so you could catch your football and come on time.
V, you was late too again.
Still late.
Look, my football team lost up by 15 in the last 5 minutes.
We talked about that.
That was fucking horrible. I had to do some meditating and stuff like that. I even think I went and
Hey,
got my
Logic. Hey,
so
Logic.
yeah.
Hey, that reminded you of 28-3, huh? The Super
No,
Bowl, huh?
it reminded me of the Super Bowl, but I ain't gonna get into that.
Okay. Okay,
Ooh.
so Logic, first of all, have you watched the movie Cuties? Did you watch it?
Yes, I watched the movie, and it's kind of unfair because I actually was on a panel talking about this movie maybe like a week ago. We had a discussion about it, and it remains the thing is this is my biggest thing. I actually disagree with Harrison, and the reason I disagree with Harrison is because this is a part of the black culture that we ignore. I mean, I said this before. It's something that we ignore. When you look at the twerking, that's all these girls doing. The twerking, the sexual dances. This is the culture that exists out here within our musicians. This is the culture that exists out here with the Cardi B's, Beyonce's, and then, like I said, I think I used the example. My son's football team. They got their own cheerleaders and they got their own little dance groups. And guess what they do? They do the exact same thing, and we ignore that kind of stuff. So I think if we decide it's a problem, then we need to approach it as a problem from all levels, not when it just hit Netflix. And my final point that I'm gonna put on this is that just recently too, I went to a party and the adults was dancing in one side, and then they twerking and shit like that. And guess what the kids was doing on the other side of the pavilion?
The same thing.
Same thing.
They was emulating their parents.
Yeah.
So the young men would stand up there like this, and then the women was twerking and dancing. It is that's part of our culture that we ignore.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. Like, so I think the message of the movie was somewhat powerful in a sense. My only thing about the movie is the imagery of it. We know it's happening. Why do we have to see it happening with young girls in a movie? And that's my thing. Like, so I think that the movie should have definitely touched on it without showing it the way they did, because it wasn't just like, it was like, I didn't see. I promise you, like I had to fast forward some parts, and just at the beginning of the parts that I had to fast forward, I was like, "Yo, what am I looking at?"
So,
Like,
and that's a good question though. And my question to you though is, I'm sorry, V, I just got to get this one question in. One question.
Go ahead,
Is
Logic. Not joking. Go ahead.
all black movies emulate black society.
Mhm.
So whether you want to go to Boys in the Hood emulates what? Black society. Every black movie that you see out today, Poetic Justice, all the greatest hits, Stella Got Her Groove Back, it emulates black society. So now the whole thing about, okay, yes, it's painful to see, but it should
This
be
movie wasn't a black movie though. Like, there was, the girls were multicultural, so it wasn't just black.
but the dynamic of that movie is black. I know, even though the characters might not be like that, but the dynamic of the movie. I stay in Chandler, Arizona, right? And then
Yeah.
I don't see the little dance teams twerking. But when I go home and the historical black colleges, guess what they do?
Yeah, but they're adults. We're looking at 11-year-olds.
Okay. Hey, everybody on the panel.
Hey, Fee.
So I wanted
Fee.
to come up because my daughter, she's 19, but she's been dancing for, I'm going to say, ever since she was about 12 or 13. I'm sure everybody has seen the hit show Bring It. The Purple Diamonds that was on that show. My daughter was a part of the Purple Diamonds. She was on that dance team. She did dance with them, and she's been dancing like ever since she was about 12 or 13. So I said that to say this. That's why I kept asking if the show was about a dance team. Now, I agree with Logic. These are the dance teams. It's a Southern. I don't know if it's a Southern thing or HBCU thing, but that's what they do, Dre. That's how they dance. That's what the young
Were
girls
they
do now.
at 12 though?
Yeah.
They
Hold
do it
on.
earlier than that.
Yes.
Younger than
They
12.
They do it
actually have
earlier than
dance
that.
teams
Yes.
that are younger than
The
that.
that's
Right.
why I kept
So
asking if it was about a dance team, because
right,
that's what they
It's
do.
not about a
no,
dance
it wasn't
team.
about a dance team though. Yeah.
However, it's very heavily focused on them trying to go to this dance competition
Okay.
that they enter in.
Okay.
But
I think the movie itself was more about a young girl trying to find her identity, and in her identity, she's trying to fit in with this group that is a part of a dance team, and she somewhat loses herself, and she tries her hardest to be involved and be in, that she goes even further than what the girls would go do usually to try to fit in. So it's a deeper movie. But then I have to ask this, right? Like I don't have any daughters. I would love to have one day. But
It's
I'm
coming.
also like that kind of guy who would love to raise their daughter to 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 be a lady when she grows up. And yeah, I'm going to say it. Like I have an idea of what I believe a lady is, and it's not like a sexist. It's just there's something in my mind respectable about a woman who behaves in a lady type of fashion, and that's just me. All right. So and I'm not knocking anybody who who like just it's just my preference. Okay, and I want my daughter to be raised that way, and I fear that if I had a daughter and if she joins a dance team such as this one, right, that there's going to be men fantasizing and lusting after my baby girl. Like I that just thinking about it breaks my heart. And I
Dre,
know there's
they
dance, but then should we be okay with our baby girls doing dances that are emulating and
Hell
simulating
no.
overly sexual behavior? And
uh,
that's my thing.
okay. Now the dance teams that my daughter was on, they did not do like the sexual thing,
Mhm.
but twerking, yeah. I mean, I'm in Mississippi, I'm in the South. Twerking, yes. There's a lot of different dance teams and a lot of different dances that they have to do when they go to these competitions. So, as far as the comment that you made
Mhm.
about, you said you wanted your daughter to, if you had a daughter,
Yeah.
you wanted your daughter to carry herself in a particular manner. So, you don't, so do you think dancing
No, like
is not
I'm a
carrying
dancer.
herself?
I love dancing. I
Okay.
love dancing. I
right,
just
he's
don't
from the
think that.
island.
Yeah,
You know
I
how
don't. I
proud
just
they are.
like I've seen dance groups that of all girls kill it and not have to pop their booty once. And we're talking
Not
about
all.
like
Mhm.
teenagers. Like teenagers up until preteen to young girls.
But
And I
can we
think that
agree that twerking is a form of sexual dancing?
it. No, so I know culturally,
In some
it
cultures,
in some cultures it's not. In American culture, it is. And you
Okay,
can
but
say what you want.
the point I would
If I was
say,
raised in a village in Africa where that was normalized and young boys are growing up seeing that and
mhm,
not looking at it sexual, because
mhm,
let's look at it like this, right? There are villages in Africa still, and in like the Amazon, where women walk around, bare breasted still. Little boys are growing up and they're not lusting after these women because it's normalized. It's part of their culture. In America, let a woman walk outside with their boobs out, and every man is going to stop. Traffic's going to stop. Car accident's going to happen. It's That's what it is. So in this specific nation, in our culture, that's a sexual dance. Why is it a sexual dance? Because men go to strip clubs and drop thousands of dollars at a time in singles to watch women do it because it turns them on.
To watch
but
women do what, Dre?
breaking the conversation
Do
Well,
though.
what?
like
Too.
that.
Twerk, twerk,
Oh,
twerk, twerk.
Yeah.
That's not
no, the
all they
only reason I
do,
say it's
though.
breaking the
That's not
conversation
all they do.
is because you got men. You got if you ever been to Europe and you go to a blue beach, you know what I'm saying? You everything is out there,
Oh,
and
we can't.
There's an echo.
Can you guys hear me?
Is that me?
It's like
Me.
An echo.
Yeah, that's not
yeah.
me. Somebody's echoing.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Nah, it's not me. I'm muted across the board.
Yeah, it's not me. That was just muted.
Oh, it's
Oh,
real.
for real.
It's real.
He made me put his headphones. Look at that, man. They niggas ain't shit. No, see. I agree though, but I hate to say it though. Harrison, you my boy though.
Yeah.
But it's almost as like it's double talk because you're saying that it's a culture thing, right? That okay, and I understand that in some cultures they're more mature, right? They can see a set of titties and not get their dick hard, right? But like if your daughter was in that culture, I'm just saying, I know you don't got a daughter, I'm just using for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
She won't get lusted after, or would she? Or they know how to handle their lust. You know what I'm saying?
saying like so. Like let's say in the scenario that I was referencing, in cultures like that, it happens. Little boys are growing up around it, and it's not a sexual thing because they grew up in that culture.
No,
That's
it
what I'm
is sexual, Harrison, because they looking at titties. They just know how to handle that.
If
Well,
they
can I
see
just
it,
break this in because
it's
in Caribbean culture too, it's just a form of dance. They may not be actually turned on by it. So there are younger kids that dance provocatively,
And
culturally.
but
then
no matter
why call it provocatively? Why not just call it dance then?
well, even if it's dancing though, when
Because
you
in
see the woman,
America, it probably would be looked at as a provocative dance.
Well, even in Caribbean culture, it's they have terms for it, getting on bad and other like So we can say what we want about dancing, right? Dancing is beautiful. I love to dance. When soca come on, I will be on the dance floor. I'll wind my waist off. All right. If my little baby girl is watching me, I'm not doing that.
Right.
yeah, but see, this is the thing. I'm with you though, but this is the point though, right? It is sexual in nature, right?
Right.
Even though because they can control it, right? They can control certain aspects of it, right? Just like if I go to a nude beach, you know what I'm saying? If I go to a nude beach and I'm not used to going to a nude beach, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be rock hard the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Compared to somebody who normally go to a nude beach, you know what I'm saying? They're more used to it. So in that dynamic, it is a culture thing, but
So
it's
then-
also a control thing.
So
They
is
have
then
more control.
So is the answer normalizing the behavior or the dances that the girls are doing in that movie?
No, what happened is it's already normalized. When I say it's already normalized, I know a small percentage of black say it's not normalized, but a majority of black people it is normalized. And then all I got to do is say, put yourself in the position of your last party you went to, and then now, even though you're not thinking about the kids, focus on what the kids was doing while the adults was doing what they're doing, and then that'll come to it. The thing is that in black culture, it's so normalized that it happened in parties. You know what I'm saying? It happened between our boys and men, and then they go and they do it in these dance teams. Dance teams start at the age of 8 all the way up. Then now you have a popular TV show. They saying cancel Netflix for this show, but nobody talked about canceling to Bring It On. And then at last time I checked, the woman who was the coach of Bring It On was a porn star. She was a porn star.
Yeah,
it was popular.
Yeah, I heard about it, but again, like for the same reason I didn't want to watch this, I didn't watch that.
I mean, it depends on how some people say that that's the way people want to express themselves, right? But when you say that that's how you want to express yourself, that's how you want to provide, you know what I'm saying, different things for different cultures or whatever, you know what I'm saying, this is what we've been doing. You can't turn around and say we're going to accept this as a culture, we're going to accept this as black people, and then now once they get on Netflix and then maybe a white movie company make a movie, it wasn't a documentary, they make a movie, you know what I'm saying, duplicating what we know exists in our society. We can't cry wolf at that point.
So, okay. So let me ask everybody in the chat too to see. Okay, do you guys feel that, say, for instance, Beyonce dances in a sexual way?
Yeah.
I'm asking the panel. Does everybody feel like Beyonce dances in a sexual way?
Yeah, and she doing it on
How
purpose.
many kids?
Yeah.
How many kids do you see in homes that try and imitate a Beyonce video and will stand in front of the TV and do the exact same dance moves that Beyonce is doing?
Too many.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
I
how
mean,
is
I
it
can even
too
take it all
many?
the way back.
Why? It can't be too many if we're trying to normalize it, though.
No, what I'm telling you, it's already normalized, Harrison. You know what I'm saying?
So
That,
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
because I can take it all the
it
way
sounded
back
like
to
the too
the
many was like
90s when, in the 80s and the 90s when we were growing up and we would see music videos. We had Little Kim, we had Foxy Brown, we had Janet Jackson, we had Mary J. Blige, and all of them were
Mhm.
dancing just like how Beyonce and them are dancing now. And myself included, I'm sure other young girls who were my age back then were trying to do the little whatever dances like, Lil Kim and all of that when we were young. So it's not anything new. It's just now this movie in particular is just like in your face with it. There's no hiding anything. There's no the scene's not even cut short. Like it is prolonged. And I
Hey,
think that's why it was so hard to watch.
But
can you give me an
let
example
me
of
finish
of
my
the dance?
point. Let me finish my point on the Beyonce thing. The reason why I asked that is because a lot of the time we watch these kids dancing and mimicking Beyonce and other pop stars or celebrities and doing their dance moves. And a lot of the time, parents are recording saying it's cute.
Hmm.
Oh, look at my daughter! Look, oh, it's
It's
cute.
Hmm.
Let's put the
only
dance moves down. We don't
it's
see
only
a problem with
normal.
that.
It's only normalized now because social media. Everybody records everything. It was going back on in the '90s too. Like you said with Lil Kim and Foxy Brown and all them. We was doing it. They was doing it back then too. You
Right.
understand? It's just we
Right.
didn't have recorders on our phones, so we never recorded anything. But it was happening then too, just as much. So I
Nobody can
mean, it's nothing new.
behave. Nobody can wind up behaving. You me tell you where it started at though, and then this was the start of our destruction, right? And I know we have probably heard me talk about this. Uh, Anybody familiar with the lady named Dolores Tucker?
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I've heard
Dolores
of it.
Tucker. Dolores Tucker single-handedly in a statement to the music industry, single-handedly took on this mission to stop that. She tried to stop Two Live Crew. She tried to stop Tupac. She tried to stop the West Coast rapper from degrading the image of women, right? And you know who took Dolores Tucker down? It wasn't Tupac. Nope, it wasn't. It wasn't a rapper. It was the women. Go. If you research it, the women took Dolores Tucker down because they said it was too much to gain for them because they make money in the Luke videos. They made money in the what they call it, the video vixens. You know what I'm saying? She's tried to stop all that, right? If she before Dolores Tucker, go look at Dolores Tucker date and go look at the HBU dance teams, right? You'll start seeing a trend start happening. Then a big thing happening in Atlanta called the Freaknik, which is
Hmm.
my hometown. And trust me, I enjoy Freaknik and I enjoy the strip clubs. So I ain't gonna be a hypocrite here. But I'm telling you, it started a trend, and now it became our reality. And now we pass on to our babies that it's normalized. Cardi B can be a role model in this type of society that we done built.
She's
You know
on
what
her
I'm
way.
saying? Beyonce could be a role model.
It's-
Yeah, and I'm with you, Harrison. That look, our baby's body is for sale.
yeah.
Our baby's body is for sale. That they can twerk, they can do this, they can do this. Go to your Facebook and go to Instagrams. Every picture you see on these young women pages, they ass is turned. You know, you very rarely see their face.
Yeah, and you know what? And these girls grow up and they already know how to stand up with one leg straight and one knee bent with their tiptoe, like
Man,
to turn to the side with their back all arched with their hand on the hip.
Looking all pigeon toed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Angles,
You know what?
angles,
God knows. He
angles.
knows. He's not
It's
going to give
about
me
the
a daughter.
angles.
He's not going to give me a daughter. He's not.
So does everybody have an issue with like girls wearing crop tops?
hmm
Me personally, I wouldn't allow my daughter to wear a crop top at the age of 11 and 12 years old,
hmm
mainly because my family are heavy chests, and it's just too early for that type of stuff. Now, anyway, we're heavy chested or whatever, and I don't want to. No, I wouldn't allow my daughter to wear it. Not at 11, like middle school age. Maybe closer to graduation. You know,
maybe
she's getting a
close
little
to
bit
like
older,
35.
17, 18, but
Mm.
she's still kind of learning her body at 11 and 12 years old. She's probably just starting her cycle. You know, a lot of changes are being made, you know.
Mm-hmm. Hey V, can I interject one more thing? And I'm finna digress, right?
Go ahead.
I'm finna digress. You remember my
So,
first time on this panel, right? My
Uh-huh.
first time on your panel, right? And I made the statement that if we didn't understand the purpose of sex, we would no longer be able to control every surrounding dynamics, right? We will
Mhm.
always have problems that we will discuss around sexual behavior, sexual activities, sexuality. We're going to discuss everything because we don't understand the purpose of sex. This here another topic that we're discussing because we don't understand the purpose of sex. That now what we're looking at is evident. It's evident. It's out here, and it'll be hard for us to change this because it's drilled. And I think right now we're going on generation number 3 of this activity. You'll be hard to tell a young girl what she's doing is degrading herself now. And then now it gonna only get worse. You got fans only, you got all kind of stuff. Everything is being you got young women that's making I'm saying I mean I think it's one woman that's making 250K a month off fans only. You created a
Oh,
society that these young women bodies are for sale, and it started in the with Dolores Tucker. We ignored it. Now it you can't control it. You know what I'm saying? It's I don't know. You got to take your baby and put on an island
I mean,
somewhere.
you can control what goes on in your own household. You can control what goes on with the young girls. And I'm the comment about, my husband and his family and stuff. We go to the water a lot. We own a boat. A couple of other family members own boats. All the young girls know good and well if Uncle Butchie see you in a two-piece bathing suit and you ain't the age of 16 to 17 years old, it's going in the garbagetto. It's going straight to the garbage. He ain't asking nobody, mamas, daddies. It's too many uncles, too many friends of family members and things like that also come up because we invite them. But whoever someone else invites up, I may not know him. I may not know his 16-year-old son. I'm not finna. It starts when they're little. It's not okay even for my 1 or 2 year old granddaughter to wear a bikini. It ain't cute to have no bikini all up little behind with a diaper on, all in the water. You gonna wear one piece until you old enough and graduate to the part in your life where you can show your body in that way. Even when I grew up, I mean, there was things that girls were doing that my mama was like, you can't wear red shoes because hickers wear red shoes. You can't wear your hair down because that's for grown women. You can't go into the hair salon with me. When you get some money to pay for the hairdresser, then you can go to the hairdresser. I got my hair pressed in the kitchen and washed in the kitchen sink until I
Mhm.
was a junior in high school. Okay. And I grew up a lot differently because of that than people who were close to me, like close girlfriends were
Mhm.
doing. And I used to be like, Mommy, everybody else, I don't care about everybody else. It's about what you do in your own home. And people will
You
respect
right
that you
though.
have those standards and that you withhold those standards. So don't oblige to the mentality that I'm just like, oh, I'm just gonna go along with it, whether or not I like it or not. I'm just like nothing I can do about it.
But see, you're right though. Did you
Nothing I
see in
can
the
do about
movie?
somebody else.
Did you see in the movie how the young lady tried to press her hair?
yeah, I saw that. You're trying to be like somebody else.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean,
you know
the thing
what? But
about
I
that.
think
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I, you were talking.
No. I'm just saying that my whole point was how she tried to press her hair, and then the purpose of her pressing her hair is it wasn't her. It wasn't for self. It was she wanted the image. She
Hmm.
To
wanted to
please other
present to
people.
somebody else. Yes. So that
Right.
goes into what you were saying. Look, these young women nowadays, if you don't take them to the beauty salon, they will find a way. You know what I'm saying? And that was crazy how that she took that iron and
That's
put
where
on her
ass
head.
whoopings come in. Because ain't no lady living in my house gonna go to the hairdresser. I said, don't. We gonna be right at the kitchen sink, and that shit gonna be shriveling right back together.
But no, I think
Sorry,
that when you
Charlie,
bring
you
up
just wasted all your life.
But you bring up a good point. Like I guess like as far as the crust of the movie, because I think we can get lost in the whole over sexualization of the dancing. All right.
Mhm.
But how you was talking about what's being taught in the home, right? And her
Mhm.
in what like her identity was completely lost and trying to be somebody different than what her family was,
Yes.
which caused her to go down that spiral road, that downward spiral, and then
Right.
eventually get to the end of the movie where she was like, "Okay, it's okay to be a little girl jumping rope, that's okay." Now here's the thing: when we look at that whole thing, right? How come we're not? Because I remember growing up in the '80s and toward the mid '90s, right, where
Mhm.
girls were on the corner jumping rope and playing hand games and doing the little chairs, but it
Mhm.
wasn't like those sexy chairs. They were like you know like chairs like that.
Really
So
just
and then we
having
go from
fun.
that where girls are being girls and hanging out with each other being like little girls to now little girls are trying to be grown women at
Mm-hmm.
such a young age. Like so when can we say or should we say that's not okay? Is that like not our place as a society to say that's not acceptable? Or do we just say it is what it is? It's normalized now, so there's nothing we can do about it. Let's just let it happen.
I think we should say it's not okay. If it's not okay, my philosophy is this:
Yeah.
you have your entire life. My mom used to always tell me, your entire life to be grown. You have 18 years to be a child. You better enjoy every last one of them because you won't get back. You better play them hand games. You better play Ring Around the Rosie and hopscotch for as long as you can. And I don't think that like kids are in such a rush to become adults, and then they get to be adults and they can't handle the stress of being adults
Mhm.
because they have this image of what being grown is, and adults are not getting them the real reality of what being grown is. I appreciated
Oh,
being a kid. I appreciated that space in my life. Our mom made sure, not that I didn't ever want to do things that other people were doing, but she always made sure to sit me down and explain why her reasoning was behind not allowing me to wear short skirts or allow me to wear all my hair down. I remember I could only wear like half my hair down on Easter when we went to church, or if it was Christmas, special occasions, which made those special occasions more special, right?
mm,
Which made those things more special because I wasn't one of the girls wearing their hair down to school every day. So when it did happen, I was so excited, like a young girl should be, to be able to spend a minute in that space. And then I went right back to a little girl the next day.
so hearing you talk, I'm getting something. May I process
Hmm.
this, V, real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from the time we're born, from the time no, from the time we're conceived, pretty much, um,
Hmm.
everything is about collecting data and interpreting data, right?
Mhm.
Everything from the time we're young,
Hmm.
and there's going to come a time where we're going to get to a certain age where we're going to be exposed to a little bit more data than we should, i.e.,
Hmm.
Little Kim, i.e., Cardi B,
Mhm.
Nicki Minaj, all that stuff at a younger age. Now we're collecting this data, and now we're forced to interpret it ourselves or tell society how we should be interpreting. As
Yes.
parents, do you think that some parents are so afraid to help our children interpret that data that they ignore it totally, leaving it up to society
Mm.
to give what the
No,
interpretation of the data is?
no.
I think some
Go deeper.
are.
Pa-
I
Parents
think
are
so.
just
I think that's a.
irresponsible.
Well, that's the question. Like, are
Well,
they
that's
at
the.
fault
I
for
think
this?
that's what he was saying.
Hold on. It
I
ain't it
I
ain't
think
that
that's
they
what he was saying in a
scared.
way.
It ain't that they scared, it's that they're irresponsible. That's it. That's what it is. They're irresponsible.
Are
They
they
don't
responsible though, or
I
is
think it's
society
like it
painting
would
a
be to
picture that
be.
it's okay? Because that's two different things.
what?
That you're saying that they're being irresponsible. However, society is pushing out that that is okay. So
That's
they're not
society, but does the
understanding
parent
it. that
Does
it's
the
okay, and
parent
it's not necessarily they just don't understand. They may not even understand yet.
society knows? Society will tell you, will have you think it's okay, but does the parent know it's okay or not? Because there's smart parents out there, and there's just ones who are smart but don't want to teach nothing, and will just don't want to tell them that it's not okay or it's wrong. That's irresponsible.
So when I say interpret data, right, I'm speaking of discussing it with them, you know, in a reasonable way where our kids are able to understand what they're receiving, the data they're receiving.
But see, this is the issue, Harris, is that they get a majority of their data from reality. So you can have position
because we take media and we make sure and we turn that into reality. And today what's happening is media has made what's real today a reality.
Media is reality. You know what I'm saying?
No.
If you
no, it's not everything.
I don't believe that.
No, every
reality
rapper's not out there, you know, killing people.
No. I'm not talking about the theatrics of it, right? But that type of shit gets you paid. That type of shit is enjoyed by the.
That doesn't make it real because it gets you paid.
Well, but see, when you're dealing with reality by definition of how things occur, or things occur this way. So it is occurring this way. So whether Gucci Man is doing the killing or not, it is killing going on. Whether Gucci Man is selling the drugs or not, see, all that goes back to the dynamic of the Cutie Pie movie. All it is emulating what actually we know occurs. Gucci Man might not be killing people, but he's emulating the activity of people in his community that occurs that way. It is speaking upon reality. That's why kids associated with it so much. You know, we can tell our kids a lot of stuff, but this is the thing. Back in the day, a community consists of a group of men and women and kids that had direct influence on each other. What we don't realize today is social media now is a big part of that community. We don't address that. Social media is a big part of that community because guess what? Somebody else can tap into that social media. Somebody else can tap in that social media. Somebody else can go and talk and have a conversation with your child. And now that's how all this social media get interjected in our community. And now you got in Atlanta, Georgia, where wasn't no gangs when I was coming up, but now they got Bloods and Crips. But how they get that from the West Coast? They got that from the West Coast because of what? Social media. Social media has shrunk the United States into one.
Right, that's proving what I was saying. It's not real until they see it in the media and they emulate it, and then it becomes real.
Yeah, but all media do is emulate. That's what I'm saying. But media emulates real activities. You know what I'm saying?
What you were just saying. It was happening over there. It wasn't in existence in Atlanta. Media shows that it's happening over there. Now, young people in Atlanta want to mock what's over there. Now it becomes real.
It was real on the West Coast. It was real. Gangs was real on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? Even though we got movies about gangs, all movies do is emulate something, just like Boys in the Hood. Wasn't a real gangster. But
you did say that it wasn't happening in Atlanta when you were growing up, right?
Yes, it wasn't happening.
What made it happen?
West Coast.
So it wasn't real in Atlanta, though. That's what I'm saying. So it wasn't real there, right?
Well, it wasn't happening. But
I get what Dre's trying to say.
Yeah,
I get what Dre's trying to say.
Real at that specific moment in Atlanta. What I'm saying is we have kids emulating what's being said in music, in media. It doesn't. A lot of times, it doesn't become real until it starts happening in media, right? I'm gonna give you an example in New York, right? In New York, hip hop, right, was largely a party genre, right? All right. Then you had groups like NWA come out, right? And then all of a sudden, now people in New York don't want to be a soft rapper, right? They want to be hard. So now you got groups like Wu-Tang, Onyx, and all these groups coming out, you know, with that whole New York swagger gangster music.
They did.
Everybody in New York started behaving that way because of the music. Now they say music is a reflection of a community. I see music as a means of indoctrinating a community. And I'm not the only one that says that. There's music.
I agree.
The same thing. Jimi Hendrix once said that he indoctrinates people with his music. Music has a means of teaching a message and getting people to believe a specific thing or behave a certain way. So,
But see,
yeah,
them artists though, them artists. Let's be honest. The
yeah,
artists, they only rap about what they see, what they know. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's not like if you say something that you can show me a rapper that rapped about something that was just created off the top of his head.
yeah,
No, all they did was rap about what they saw. But now it was the industry no longer put filters on it no more. The old like you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know how old you is, but I guess you somewhere near my age. The old KRS-One. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? They rapped about the hood, but it was rapped about in a different way. You see what I'm saying? And then they rapped about the positive outcomes of a negative situation.
yeah,
Today,
Mm-hmm.
they rap about the the negative outcomes. Or no, they rapped about, hey, look, this is a negative situation, but we're going to transform it to be positive. That's what we're dealing with now. And then, like I said, even though it don't happen, it wasn't happening in Atlanta.
yeah,
We adapted to what we saw was happening in LA. Even though the NWA was rapping about the gang life, but we saw the gang life activity on the news and stuff. We saw the camaraderie, whatever you want to say, people want to say. So
yeah,
now we adapted that, and then we would have never been associated with that if it wasn't for social media. That social media impact is a part of our community that we don't like to discuss.
yeah.
I'm telling you, it's like the godfather of our community right now. I'm telling you.
Right, and that's why I think the whole purpose of the movie was, and that's why it makes people so uncomfortable, because I think, to be honest, I mean, I agree with what everybody was saying, and how my first impressions was, oh my God, I don't like this. This is just over sexualizing girls, and it's uncomfortable to watch. It was very uncomfortable to watch. However, after watching a video with the producer that actually said and stated the reasons to why she made Cuties in the first place, and getting an understanding behind what the movie actually is about, I completely understand where she was coming from.
Mhm.
So it had to be, in order to get people's attention and for people to see how big social media is impacting preteens today, it had to be that visual. It had to make people really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It had to open up these conversations so that people are now starting to be aware of what we're now looking at as normal.
I gotta.
Okay. And that's why I said the whole thing about Beyonce, because I'm like, there's loads of people that watch little girls, and not just Beyonce, other artists as well. But I say Beyonce because she's kind of on the clasp of oversaturation, like a Cardi B or any of them, right? So you see these little girls dancing and doing the exact same moves as Beyonce, and people think it's cute and it's okay. There's no issue. People do not take issue with their kids dancing like that. A lot of the time, they're fine with it, and they'll post it on social media.
Hey V. Hey V. So, okay, you understood why the creator of that movie made that movie, right?
Mhm.
You actually sat there and listened, and you understand that, right? That's what's up. No, that's what's up. I get that. Now, let me ask you something. Since you sat there and did that and understood that, how come when us men get on the panel and try to explain our point, how come you can't understand us?
I'm not saying
I just had to throw that out there. I'm just saying. I had to throw that out there.
I'm not saying I don't understand.
Like, I'm tired of this kumbaya.
I just had to throw that out there.
I'm not saying I don't understand y'all. I can understand y'all. And to be honest, I understand where Dre's coming from. Look, Dre's on one part of the spectrum today, and Logic's on a completely different. And
no, they really
are coming
really
from.
What it is, they're saying the exact same thing, just in different ways. That's how I took it. They're saying the same thing. So, but that's how it normally is with two people building. They're saying the exact same thing, but they're saying it differently. But that's why I understand both of them.
Well, I knew that by having this discussion today, it would kind of pull sexes out of their usual groups and who agrees with who, to be honest. Because if you don't understand the real, like, okay, Dre understood it. He saw the ending of the movie, right? He made it to the end, and he understood the message that was being portrayed
Which
from.
I agree with. I like the message.
Right.
Yeah. All I said is like I think I just think that and after this I want to give Shanita the floor. I just think that they could have really communicated that also without showing the girls backsides and their crotch and all that stuff. And that's all I'm saying.
I see what you're saying, but then I think it has to be that uncomfortable. I think it has to be that uncomfortable because it needed to get this reaction.
So, I have to hold my thoughts.
I didn't like it. Trust me. I mean, they're little girls. I don't want to see little girls like that. It's, you know, but at the same time, this is our reality. This is the reality of society that we're living in today. And it's uncomfortable but that's just because we're not paying attention to everything else that's going on around us, and we're just watching this movie that's in front of us. So it's uncomfortable.
I'm burning up over here. Shanita need to go. I got something to say. Shanita need to go because I'm burning up.
Yeah.
I got something to say.
I'm gonna let Shanita go. But I just wanted to say something real quick. Real quick.
Go,
right? Erica was saying that basically, you know, it's kind of like wait. Go. It's just because, like how Erica said, that, you know, you need to teach your children, and I understand that parents do. You want to tell your children how, you know, how they should go about themselves these days. So Silly Nurse T made a good point though in the chat, and she said you can't always watch everything that they do. They will see it elsewhere. Just talk to your kids. You talk to your kids, but in the movie, the little girl, the main character in the movie, she wasn't raised that way. Yeah. She wasn't raised that way to be looking. Her mom, her aunt, and the grandmother, they all looked at her like she was crazy when they finally saw how she was dressing. But that's not her culture, and that's not how she was raised. So yes, you can raise your children to, and they be doing it in front of you, that, oh, this is how I'm supposed to look, and this is what I'm supposed to live by. But because when they're behind closed doors, they're doing something completely different. She had stuck a boy's phone and was watching like strippers and all kinds of stuff. That's what she was doing behind closed doors, but her parents were still raising her right. Her parents were still raising her right. So you parents do whatever they want. I'm just saying, parents do whatever they want. And yes, you believe you're raising your kids correct, but that doesn't stop social media from having a huge impact on the kids today. Facts. We do. Shanita,
right. I think that impact positive or negative. Go ahead, Shanita. Shanita always so patient. I learned a lot from Shanita.
She is good. She is good today. Damn, Shanita, I'm in love. I'm in love with Shanita. She's rolling. She not going anywhere. I'm sorry.
Shanita.
So I think what we're missing is a huge part of the movie itself. We talked about, I heard everyone talking about, you know, how heavily social media has impacted the views of children, and how, you know, especially now today where social media is so popular, all you have to do is turn on a camera, turn on your, you know, whatever device, and it's just there for you to see. Easily access. Anybody can get to. You don't even have to be 18 nowadays to get on Pornhub. You can just type it into Google search and you're there. I agree with all of that. But what we were missing, I feel like, in the movie is that what was her name? Ami. She was really dealing with daddy issues, which heavily impacted how she turned out to be in the movie. There was a part where, yes, this is how she was, you know, supposed to grow up. This is what her mom was teaching her. This is what her grandmother was teaching her, but her dad wasn't there. And she overheard the conversation. Sorry, y'all, spoiler alert.
No, spoil it. We don't want them seeing it.
Don't worry, I ain't gonna see it no way.
Watch it if you haven't seen it already. Spoiler alert. She, you know, was asking about her dad. You know, when does daddy come on? Because I'm ready for my prize. And mom was like, yeah, he's going to be here, you know, soon. We're going to call him. We're going to talk to him when he calls and all of that. And then she overheard the conversation that her mom was having with her grandmom, and her grandma was telling the mom, this is what you need to say. This is what it is. This is what you have going on right now. Your husband is getting ready to marry someone else. You need to tell them and be happy about it. So she rehearsed it first before she even got on the phone. Then when she got on the phone, she started breaking down crying to tell that this is my husband is getting ready to marry someone else, and we're getting ready for his marriage.
But
Getting ready
explain
for his
where
wedding.
she was when she was listening to it. Where was
And
she?
the little girl was under the bed listening to all of this, and she's boo-hoo crying, because the little girl didn't know what was going on. We just knew that don't go into this special room. This room doesn't belong to nobody else but whoever this room is for. It's not your room. It's not mommy's room. Leave this room. Leave this room. Leave this room alone. And so as the movie went on and the little girl started to see more and more what was happening with her dad and started to hear more of the conversation and how her grandmother was preparing her to tell her, this is what women do. This is what you have to do. This is how you have to prepare for, the meal before the wedding. And you have the mom who's not really saying a whole lot. She's not really swaying one way or the other until she's caught off guard with, why are you acting like this? What is wrong with you? You're embarrassing me. You're going to make your father think that this is why he can't be with me. Like something along those lines. That's what she said. You know what I'm saying? And the mom is blaming herself, but the grandmother's like, but this is tradition. This is what you're supposed to do. And then you have the daughter who's like, I don't know which way to go. Because right now I'm just mad. I'm mad at my dad. Even there was a part where the mom had gave the phone to her daughter to talk to her dad. And she took the phone and tossed it out the window. She was like, I ain't got nothing to say to him. So I think, and even in the caption of the movie on Netflix, it said, 11-year-old girl rebelling against her parents or something like that. She was doing more of that, more so for attention, not because she's trying to be like the other girls. She wants to be like the other girls because she's still trying to find herself. She's a teenage girl, still trying to grow up, learning her body. And all she knows is she's supposed to take care of her little brothers and take care of the house. She doesn't know anything else outside of that. So then she sees these group of girls who are, free-spirited, and it's like, oh my God, I want to be like that. They don't have any responsibilities. They don't have to do this. They can just be free and be themselves. I want a piece of
interject just real quick. And also part of that, there's a part of the movie where the grandmother and the mother told her that she was now a woman at that age. And now she's also trying to figure out what that is.
Okay.
Also,
and another key thing too, based on what we saw in the movie, right? Why was she mad at the dad?
Because the daddy wasn't there. The daddy was with, I feel like, and I kind of took this kind of personal because I can understand the little girl. I can understand the 11-year-old girl. I'm not condoning anything that happened in the movie. I do agree that it was overly sexualized to the issue, but I understand it. Being an 11-year-old girl trying to find her place in all of the madness, because she's, her grandmother's with the traditions, then her mother is kind of with the traditions, but not really, because you've seen at the end of the movie when the daughter finally came to the realization, like, this is not who I am. This is, I'm not supposed to be.
What I'm trying to figure out though, like from your perspective of the movie, why was she mad at the dad?
Okay, so she was mad at the dad. I personally feel like she was mad at the dad because he wasn't there. Because he had this other family that he was taking care of and not taking care of the family, the first family.
I can tell you, I'm gonna tell you when it happened. That's when she was under the bed watching
her mom cry.
Yeah, she watched her mom cry, right?
Yeah.
So what all the reason I brought that up, right? And now that this is gonna really get to the battle of the sexes, right? She only had one perspective. She had the mother and the grandmother perspective, right? So now, yes, naturally that young woman would have emotions to a perspective that she obtained, but the movie didn't tell you why the daddy moved on. The movie didn't tell you.
No, it does. So a part of that they were a Muslim family, and in the Muslim faith, if the man can handle it, he can have more than one wife. Now, I think what happened is the little girl in the Ami. So in the Muslim religion, they can have more than one wife, and I think if mom was okay with it, the daughter would have been okay with it also. But I think when she hid under the bed and heard the conversation and heard that her mom wasn't happy with it and started hitting herself, she realized, wait a minute, this may not be right. This may not be the right thing for my father to do. Prior to that, she wanted to see her father. It was at that specific moment when she saw her mother hurting herself and wasn't happy about the marriage that she was like, "Yo, I don't even want to see my dad anymore."
Mm-hmm.
So I think that
Right.
now
But,
again,
but physically, what did the dad actually do? Like I'm saying, in that situation, to be like, if he gonna get in the movie, if he gonna get the burden of the blame, what did he do?
Candidly.
He
No,
wasn't there.
I,
It's like
a good
Like,
honest
here
question.
we go.
If-
Here we
okay,
go.
but the fact remains is he wasn't there. Maybe had he would have came into the picture and he would have had some sort of explanation as to why, but there wasn't. So we can only speculate.
But see, you got to realize that
Right.
you just said in the piece, right? What did happen when he attempted to talk to the little girl?
She threw the phone out the window.
She threw the phone out the window, right? So
She don't
now
want to talk to him.
she analyzed everything from the perspective of the mother, right? So if you want an
But
East
that's the
explanation,
only
The
perspective
mother
that
and the
she's
grandmother.
seeing.
Mhm.
and I know that's what
Maybe
I'm
if
saying.
the father came and gave his own perspective rather than trying to do it via
Right.
the father,
Apparently,
then
he
maybe
tried.
she would have
She
got
threw the
his
phone out the window.
perspective.
She threw the phone out the window. But and we're still talking about a movie though, so it's gonna be blank spots. But what I'm saying is that in that movie, you can't name me one thing that he did wrong, but he took a blunder of the blame in that situation. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Like
no. Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm enjoying this. Go ahead.
well, like Andrea said, he got a new wife and other kids.
yeah.
11-year-old girl,
Mm-hmm.
what can she really articulate and say how she feels
She
in a
gets her
mature
cues from her
way?
mom. She was getting her cues from her mom up until that
I
point.
hear what Logic is talking about in her culture. Technically, that's acceptable.
That's acceptable.
It just
Yeah.
wasn't acceptable with her mother.
And that's why she was getting her cues from her mom.
Technically, in other households, in where she was living, having having another wife in another home with other kids for a man is acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't have that perspective. She took on the empathy for her mother's situation
Mm-hmm.
and internalized her mother's anger and internalized her mother's disdain for the father as her
Exactly.
own.
Yeah.
And she emulated
When
that.
really being a
Hey,
husband and a
Robin.
father is two different things.
Mm-hmm. Bro, that's all I want to. I don't want to put no blame on the woman or not, but I'm just saying.
I'm not trying to say you put any blame on the woman. I feel like, I mean, and it. Let's say let's like you say, let's be honest. That does happen a lot of times in with kids and marriages and divorces
Yeah.
where one child will side with one parent versus the other when the child can't even form an opinion for themselves because the parents are so mad and the parents are already saying this is why your mama this that the third, and so now the child will start feeling like, oh, my mama ain't ish, my daddy ain't ish, and it's because of X, Y, and Z, instead of letting the child formulate their own opinion of either parent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
So I
so
mean, yeah,
unfortunate
that's a
because when you say
possibility.
that,
Yeah, but actually,
cause
in the
that's so
movie,
unfortunate when people do that. Because when that happens, what you're saying to the child indirectly is that whatever part of you comes from that parent is a reflection of what you just said. So what you're saying about that father or mother that hurt you, you saying that about half of what this child is.
yeah. But
See, it's like
in
you
regards
break
to the
up with
movie,
somebody and they aren't you are.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
No, that's
She
okay,
might.
Harrison.
Okay, I said, but in regards to the movie, remember, the mother was telling her daughter this was okay. Like the mother didn't know that the daughter was under the bed listening to that. So the mother wasn't actually teaching her daughter contrary to what their coach, claims is okay. She just realized it may not be okay because my mother really isn't okay with it. So I guess in this situation it's slightly different because it's not like she was ragging on the father in a bad way. She was saying, we're going to have another. He's going to have another wife, and we're going to have another woman in the house. That's a good thing. But the daughter knows it really isn't a good thing because mom, you don't like it. You're not going to tell me you don't like it. I just know you don't like it, and that's where she got her cue from.
And then that, and look, if that lady would have came, in the house, look, I'm gonna put it like me. Look, hey, I'm gonna stay married. No, I'm saying I'm gonna stay married to you. You come in the house with us, and now we're gonna be one big happy family. And now that girl gonna be happy now.
But you know what though? I think she would have been okay if she never experienced a mother crying like that. Like at the end when she saw the woman in the veil, right? Mm-hmm. She was afraid of this woman because this woman is the reason why my mother was upset. But if she would have never experienced a mother crying, she may have embraced this woman because this is what we do in our culture.
Maybe.
But, what up, Shanita?
I don't understand it personally, the culture. To each his own. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying I don't understand it.
Well, no. So in their culture, if a husband is able to afford an extra wife, he's allowed to have. He can't just get married to multiple women and not be able to financially support and take care of them, because then that's frowned upon. You have to be able to support both wives and all the children at the same time.
And
normally, the part where the priest was like telling the mom, if you want a divorce, you can. If you're not happy, you can get a divorce. You can leave. Yeah. So, but for whatever reason, I don't know why, but the mom chose to stay. But what I thought was significant was when what was that part? When she finally came back home, she ran off stage and she ran home to her mom. And mom was getting ready for the wedding, and she told her, she said, listen, she's putting on her turban and, fixing her clothes and stuff. She was like, I understand if you don't want to go, and I'm not going to make you.
Yeah.
I have to go. But, because she made it okay for her daughter not to accept these type of traditions, because it was her grandmama who was like, no, you got to go to this wedding. You better go get dressed and go get changed right now. And her mom was like, don't stop talking to her like that. Like, I got my daughter. You don't have to I got her. That was a back and forth between, I felt like, traditions and like new school.
Okay, so you saying that it's allowing me to have a better appreciation for this movie. I still don't recommend you seeing it. But I think that at the end, the message is really about female empowerment. At that specific moment, it really is about female empowerment. Like now, like this woman has to accept her husband getting married to another woman. This little girl is trying to find herself as a woman, right? And she can't find herself as a woman in this situation because her identity as a woman is largely based on what the man does and says or do. And at the end of the movie, mom is like, you don't have to come to this. Like, you don't have to accept this. Like, I am accepting this as a woman, and I won't force you. Whoa, this is deep.
It really goes deeper than just.
Wow.
I get it. It was very overly sexualized, but the message of it all was like old school, new school, women empowerment, and coming into yourself as a woman.
Yeah, because
the girl came on her cycle. You know what I mean?
That's a big part of the movie that we missed. It was a small part, but that's a major part of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah. And that's what I was looking at it as. It was like, that's me. Like I said, for me personally, it touched home because I kind of went through the similar things with her and having but it wasn't, new marriage. It was like stepmom situation and trying to get used to a new thing. And, daddy isn't there, but I'm having all these feelings because I don't have my dad in my life right now. He's out doing whatever he wants to do. And
there was a part of the movie where the grandmother said that she was a little older than the little girl when she first got married.
Mm-hmm.
Like when she first, and she waited. And the thing is, she was already engaged to an older man, and she had to wait until she had her cycle before she got married. So as soon as she got her cycle, she got married to this man. Like this whole movie is actually deep.
Yes,
I'm so fixated. I'm so fixated on these little girls. Like, I'm so fixated on these little girls that I'm not realizing all the. But here's the thing,
I wonder
right?
movie would do in that way.
What happened?
You know, like it seems like without the conversation, you can lose the real message of the movie. Because
and that's my
your first instinct is to be like,
like the images takes away the depth of what really is happening in the movie.
You know the depth gonna take you back to? Exactly what I said. You gotta address the conversation of the purpose of sex. If you don't, you will always be talking in circles. Now, do y'all see what I'm talking about now?
No, I'm still not co-signing that. I don't watch little girls.
What I'm saying though, no, the popping the pussy. That's one thing. But if you don't address the true purpose of sex and identify, if you downplay it, you will always address issues that'll come back to this. Because if you realize they didn't understand the purpose of sex, the mother didn't understand the purpose of sex. Now she's going to teach that to the daughter. But I got a question though. This is a big thing in the whole scenario, right? Of that movie. We can get back on the twerk scene a little bit though, if that's okay, V. Because I got a deep question. I wrote this down.
Wait,
and this is
away from the movie.
No, well, it's about the movie. It's about the movie, but it's kind of it's about the movie. The thing is that who is directly responsible for these young women twerking? Because every time in my life, if my daughter started twerking, I will beat her ass.
Mama.
I will beat her ass.
So wait, hold on, Logic. So you would beat your daughter's ass for twerking?
I would.
But you will go to the strip club and watch.
Did you guys see that video circulating of the mom in the car? There was a mom in the car, right, who got out and beat her daughter like to the point of child support services needed to come in and break that up. Like she was, because the daughter.
But you know what though? So y'all would so like you said, if you saw your daughter twerking, you would beat her ass. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That was having a conversation with my partner. He had brought up a very good point that little girls, or girls, period, when they're doing, sexual things or things that are mildly related to sexual things, it's like, you bet not be doing this. You are a little girl. You bet not, and I bet not catch you. And like she gets the third degree because she's supposed to be a little lady. She's growing up to be a little lady. She's not allowed to do that kind of stuff. Ladies are supposed to be seen and not heard. But when it comes to a male child, they don't get that same discipline.
My sons get it.
It's like they can have sex at some, before girls can. It's like, oh, you done had sex? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, boy. Yeah, it's celebrated. But when girls lose their virginity, let's just say two teenagers, both 14 years old, the boy would be celebrated for having sex, for having his first whatever at 14. When the girl is 14, she's a hoe. She shouldn't have been doing that. She's nasty. But it's unfortunate because of how society is overly sexualized, and little girls don't feel like, especially insecure little girls, don't feel like that they can get attention any other way other than sex. And I just probably gonna cause a battle of a sexist type of thing, but it's because of the male society. It's so heavily.
No, hey, look.
Oh my God!
You know what?
I'm gonna just quote one song. See, I'm gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna quote a Tupac song and shit like that, right? Hold up. Juvenile song. Get it from my mama. You remember that song? You know what I'm saying? Girl, you so nasty, you get it from your mama. Now look. I'm just gonna state the facts, right? The thing about this is that activity they get it from their mama. They don't see their daughter, or they don't see their, oh, I'm seeing my daddy twerking. Let me twerk too. They're not getting that from they dad.
Because men don't twerk.
So
Okay.
how is it male society's
Men
fault
don't
that this is
twerk.
all going
They
on?
sit down and enjoy the twerking.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna enjoy it. You know what I'm saying, about somebody else's daughter, but my daughter ain't finna do it.
But that's what I'm saying. So what a double standard. That's
No,
That's
double
not a double standard.
Why is it okay for
no,
you to watch another person's daughter twerk for you, but it's not okay for your child to go?
Because it's not my child. My child ain't doing that.
I
Now,
don't
if the
mind monkey whether
It's
it's your
another
child
person.
or not. I don't
no,
think there should be a double
if my
standard. Period.
no,
If
no,
you
no, no,
don't
no,
think it's
no, no,
okay
no,
for
no,
your
no,
daughter
no,
V,
to
no.
you're not making sense right now, V.
yes,
You're not
I
hearing
am. If you
No,
don't
you're
think it's okay
not.
for your daughters,
Look. When I
if
go to the
y'all
strip
don't
club,
think,
wait, V. When I go to the strip club, it's not an 11-year-old girl in my lap.
So,
It's a
so
grown
say your daughter's a grown woman, so
V,
my
you
daughter's
think
not
V,
a
twerk is a
grown woman. My
grown
daughter is
woman?
12. She's
hold on,
12.
V.
so,
V.
Let's
When
just say
I
that your daughter is a grown woman twerking in the club. She's
Shanita,
stripping.
whatever, Shanita.
Is that
That's
acceptable to men?
They don't
Because
want to
that's
accept the
but
fact. That's
gentlemen,
what I'm
they're right.
saying.
And
Y'all
that
don't want to
was a double standard.
understand where we're coming from. Y'all don't even want to hear what we have
V, I'm trying. Here's where I'm coming from with this, V. Now, let's just say my daughter grows up and she becomes a stripper. God forbid she doesn't, but let's say she does. If I decide I want to go to a strip club, I'm gonna throw dollar bills at these other strippers who are not my daughter. But let my daughter come on stage, she ain't getting no money from me. That's
Facts.
not a double
wrong. You
standard. That's
gotta
my
keep it
damn
balanced.
daughter.
No, but they're not saying
Okay, but
that.
what if she's
What they're
getting?
saying,
What
I
if she's
think what they're
getting
saying is,
a
what they're saying is like,
$100 from Logic or some other man?
let
No,
me,
what
Because
she
obviously
related
your
it.
daughter's not
No,
going to be
wait.
twerking for her daddy, but
Look,
she
this
may
a
be
problem. No,
twerking
this
for
a
other
problem.
men.
This a
Is
problem.
that
Y'all related it to my comment. My daughter is 12. I can't speak in the future. My daughter is 12. So I
no,
said, wait, Harrison. Because I just said, if I see my daughter twerking, I will beat her ass. That's what I said, right?
At
She's
12.
12.
At 12.
right?
So now everything else that y'all said is an assumption. My daughter now is
Right.
12. If I see her twerking, I'ma still remain to beat her ass. Now, do I go to strip clubs? Yes, because them women is not 12. They
They
made that
grown.
decision to do what they want to do. Now, if my daughter make that decision, then I'm gonna have to deal with that when that time comes.
but there's an appropriate age for it. Is that what you're saying?
So what if your daughter
She's
I got a
grown.
is 30? That's
question.
what I'm saying. I don't
Right.
feel like any dad, regardless of what you say, even if your child is 30 and that's your daughter, you still would not be okay with her twerking in a
She's
strip
twerking for a
club.
husband. Go ahead and
No,
twerk.
If she's grown, do your thing. She's grown.
you
Okay,
can't.
I have a
Oh,
question.
okay. So you guys are okay with other men looking
This is
at your
wait.
daughter
This is the
for
disconnect in
sex.
the conversation, though.
That's
The
okay.
conversation, no, V. The conversation is disconnecting because I'm talking about my 12-year-old daughter. Like I'm sharing experience,
Okay.
right?
Right.
And
We
then,
understand that. I understand that.
okay, so now you can't say no. It's men out there that say, "Hey, my daughter is a stripper. My daughter is this." I respect that. That's her decision. She's grown enough to understand. And then
Nobody,
look, what they gonna do? What they gonna do? They gonna like handcuff their daughter?
Okay,
They can't.
Logic.
after
I have a
Shanita.
question for you. Okay, you have a 12-year-old daughter. You saw her twerking, you would beat her ass. Let's say that your son is 12 years old and he lost his virginity. Would you beat his ass?
If my son is 12 years old, he lost his virginity. Is that even a question?
Would you beat
Is
his ass?
No, I won't beat his ass. I'll buy him a cake.
Because some people would do that. Like, what's
See
his
what I'm
name?
saying?
Lil Boosie. Lil Boosie at 12 years old got his son's
That's
thing.
Lil Boosie.
He's a fucking idiot.
But what
Say,
I'm saying is the double standard. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying the double
no,
standard because I don't.
grown men will say Lil Boosie is a fucking idiot. Grown men
Everybody know Boosie's an idiot.
idiot.
I'm
Most of
just
them
saying
Can
though
I have a
because
comment?
idiot.
What's up, Dre?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So,
How you
Logic, I'm going
doing?
to bring this to you, my brother. You said that
Hi.
you would beat your daughter's your 12-year-old daughter's butt if she was twerking.
I won't be an ass though, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah,
but you don't approve of it.
oh, she gonna get in trouble. She gonna get in trouble.
All right. So let's go back to what you said earlier about the normalization of the little girls twerking and that twerk culture and dancing that way.
Yes.
Right. You mentioned before that it should be normalized.
No, I didn't say it should be. I said it is normalized.
Oh, but not that it should be.
No, I ain't never said should be. I said it is. That's why I brought the stages from them going from a young age to an adult age. This is think about this, right? No little girl that's 11 years old wake up and master the art of twerking. Would y'all agree with that?
Well, what?
Kids don't even know what sexuality is. They learn it from us.
Exactly, and they don't even understand that they have to ingest that shit, right? So, like, if my daughter was to go in a twerk contest right now, and I'm just using this bad example, I hate using my daughter in this shit, but if my daughter were going to a twerk contest, she would fucking lose. But I know it's a lot of daughters, and if you don't believe me, go look at Instagram and Facebook. It's all over.
That's the one thing that fathers don't want their daughters winning at. I hope you lose miserably.
Say that again.
I hope you come in dead last.
You know, nice people lose.
No, I know she will lose. I'm telling you.
If she goes to a dance competition, that means she's already been rehearsing.
I know that's not what I said. What did I say? See, don't. I said if my daughter was to go to
She already been practicing.
she would lose.
That's why I'm saying, like,
Because she have no experience. I will call my daughter here right now. Y'all can ask her that question because this is real. This is a real topic. You know what? People only is good at stuff they have experience at. I used the analogy the other day, right? Is that when a little boy go to his first football practice, he already understand the skills because he didn't play catch with his daddy. He didn't understood how to throw the ball, you know what I'm saying, with the grips.
He watched the game on Sunday.
He watched the game on Sundays. He understand the positions of running back or fullback. So now when he go to that first practice, they just practice and they piecing it all together. So now when a little girl go to that first dance or tryout, how does she know how to twerk so good?
She get it from her mama.
From her mama.
She's been watching TV. Okay. She's been watching the videos and all from her mama. Listen, my mama didn't teach me how to twerk. She didn't know how to dance. So what I learned was from TV. As a matter of fact, my parents are a pastor and an evangelist. So I didn't learn none of that stuff from my parents.
Your mama didn't teach
My
you,
mother learned what I learned from TV.
but you got it from another mama. Ain't no niggas up here teaching people how to twerk.
Because guys don't twerk.
Okay then. If twerking is a
You
problem,
can't use that analogy.
Our parents may be naive to the fact that they don't believe their kids will do certain things because
Andrea,
they
where'd you
raised
get
them
your
a certain
from?
way.
What'd you say?
I said
Where'd
our
you get yours from?
parents
You went to
naive
church
to
your
the
whole
fact
life.
of
You didn't learn that from your
thinking
mama and daddy.
that their kids would never do a certain thing because they raised them a certain way.
And that's why. And let me speak on
I
this.
raised my kids good. My kid ain't gonna do this. My kid ain't gonna do that.
That's the problem. See, I was raised up in the church, okay? And I left home at 22 because my mom and my dad was trying to keep me from being in the real world, okay? So when you trying to protect your child from everything, they're going to be out there being wild animals now because you trying to keep them from the real world and you trying to hold on to them, and that shit don't work. It don't work.
Well, that's why I said
it works when there's temperament, though.
No, but I'm saying is when your mom saying when your friends got short ass shorts on and short shorts and short tops, my mama saying cover your behind for what? She ain't telling me why. I'm only 14 years old.
Andre, if I may, Andrea, I think what you're saying is right because I agree with that.
Okay.
That's why I asked the question earlier,
right,
about the parents' responsibility in it. Like, are they afraid of it? That's why our kids are receiving data all the time, and we're not helping them interpret this data that they're receiving as parents. So now, all we're doing is saying you don't do that because it's bad, you know, and our kids experience it, and they're like, no, it's not bad. I actually like this. Instead of us as parents saying, Well, we know this is happening. All right. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about how our family identity and why we think is bad. Why do you think it's bad? Or why do you think it's okay? And having a conversation instead of just saying, don't do this. Let's start educating our kids about the information that they're receiving.
And that's the point when I had my
You
kids,
know
I
what?
was talking to them because my parents are from the old school. You do what I
Right.
say and not as I
Yeah.
do. Okay, so
Right.
I'm saying is when I got a little older, I want to show my chest. What's wrong with it? My mom, I come to my mama's house at 30 years old. She said, "Oh, that's not okay. Put a towel around me. I'm 30 now."
Nope. Show them titties. You know what I'm saying? If you want to show them,
So listen, Dre,
Drop the link. Mia's coming in.
I can't.
Dre, you have a point though, Dre. Let's sit down and have a conversation and talk about why. Like Erica, you were talking about earlier when we were talking about like hair. For me, hair is a big thing. I got to have it. I've always had my hair looking like something, and this is like for the life of me, I couldn't understand why Black girls couldn't wear their hair down. It
I
didn't make
don't
sense to
understand
me
that.
because white girls do it. They don't always have to have their hair in ponytails and pigtails and little, barrettes and stuff like that. White girls can do it. Why can't Black girls do it? What makes it okay for Asian girls to have their little bobs or, whatever? Like, why can't
the question
our
is,
girls
who said
have our
Black?
hair down? Why is it frowned upon to have our hair down? Not
But
Why
even,
is it?
who said that though? Who said that? Is men saying this or is it women saying that?
this is what's in the Black culture, is what's saying.
Why?
And
Black culture is
My
men
mom
or
would
women
why?
that say
say
it.
it's
I
that's
don't
what
know why, but I know for my daughter, when I had my daughter, she had her hair down sometimes. Sometimes she had it in a ponytail. Sometimes she had it in braids. Sometimes she
Oh,
had it in side ponytail. Like it
your
wasn't
point is
that
valid though. Your point
it
is
made
valid.
it
But
restrictive
who
for
who
her
is
to only
saying
have plaits and ponytails and whatever. Like I made it okay because
that?
sometimes in our culture, a lot of the times, a lot of things are not okay for us, but they're okay for other
But
cultures.
That's right.
but Love said right now, Miss Love, who told you it wasn't okay for you to wear your hair down? Was it your father or your mother?
it was my mother who,
Okay,
and
okay,
she
that's
didn't
all
come
I want.
across that it was my mother, and how she came across to me it was that was too grown up. It wasn't about a
Exactly.
cultural thing. It was always
Uh-huh.
impressed upon me that there are clear distinctions between adult and what adult women can do, and when you are a woman you can do certain things.
I
So
But
don't
I
what?
think
understand
that
why.
being a child is a training ground. We have a responsibility to kids to, it's like on the job training. You're not an adult, you in training to become an adult, which means there are certain things that maybe you can do yet. It's like being on 90-day probation at your job. You don't just have access to everything, right? And you are under extreme supervision the entire time, right? It's like what they used to call it when we were teenagers, we were young, adulting, right? You do some things that adults do because you're practicing to be an adult. That's why I wear my hair down on Easter or Christmas or special occasions because
Shadowing your
my mom
parents.
was aware of that, practicing to be a woman, but I'm not a woman yet. And I think that sometimes I see young girls walking around here with these such grown up hairstyles, grown up outfits, like these mommy and me situations. And it's like, can you just let the little baby be a baby?
So
But
wearing
but
your
With
but
hair
certain,
down is a grown-up hairstyle? How?
what
I always
most grown women wear their hair in pigtails? I don't
No,
grown
but
women
what's that
walking
got
around in
to?
barrettes
I
and hair
know, I
bows.
know quite a few of little girls who wear their hair down. Like how? I didn't know that was a bad thing in the
And
black
I'm just saying,
community.
no, not that it's a bad thing, but it's mature. It's a mature thing. Like that's how it was always when I was raised. That it was about maturity and having rites of passage in a way. Like nowadays, there are no rites of passage. There's no slow progression to adulthood or anything like that. It's kids nowadays. You remember how important it was to go to the prom or go to dances and buy that nice dress for the first time, buy your first pair of heels with your mom and all of that. Girls don't even care no more. They wearing Jordans and a little polo dress to the to
So
dances and to
The rite of passage for me was in my family was to get a relaxer at 12 years old.
Now, I was going to ask that. Yeah,
That's
like,
when you were, starting to become of age is when you can get a relaxer. Because up until then, it was for me, because my mom didn't have to do hair. It was Jerry curls and box braids and everything else. But until I turned 12 years old, that's when the rite of passage for me was to get a relaxer, and then that's when I could, wear my hair down or whatever.
And for lack
But
of a better way to put it, sometimes I think that happens because with our culture and hair, because it is more difficult to maintain, or some moms, like aren't as equipped to comb, our young girls' hair as other moms and things like that. So we will default to, let's just go take, well, let's get a relaxer. I've
V,
seen it with my own friends.
V, can I say one more
You know
thing
what I mean?
before I
I
leave?
didn't have my mom didn't have to do that because my mom and dad both combed hair and could wash it and comb it out and braid it up and do all that stuff themselves. So it wasn't necessarily a thing like that when it came to my hair, but it was I did feel like I'm growing up. Like once I got to, you know, get it, wear it down whenever I wanted and things like that. Like it was a rite of passage for me, but it wasn't at 12. I was like in high school before I could just wear my hair however I wanted. I mean, my mom really worked hard to slow the process of childhood because she just always made me really aware. Even with my own kids, when cell phones came out, let me tell you, my kids didn't get cell phones until junior high and high school. And at the time, kids had said, I mean, I had family members begging me like, "What you mean they ain't got no cell phone yet?" And they were behind my back trying to be like, "You want me to get you a cell phone? I get you a cell phone." I said, "Better not."
that was me with the pager.
Better not. And when they did get cell phones, at first for about a year or two, they didn't even have what was multimedia text messaging back then. You could send pictures because that was right when it was starting that young girls would send pictures of their boobs, or guys, young boys would send, DICK pics to girls, stuff like that. I used to check their phones, check everything, and make sure that they were very aware that that's not going to be going on.
V,
That might be what your friends do. It doesn't have to be what you do. And this is why, because we wouldn't want you doing that. Nobody doing that to your sister, or nobody to make anybody else feel like that they had to do that in order to get attention. So you're not gonna ask girls to do that or be that way.
can I say one more thing before I leave? What I learned when I say men have double standard in my own family. My daddy and mom was double standard between my brothers and us. They let the boys get their cars early, get driving license early, and they would tell us girls
Yeah.
don't do that. So that's what I learned where double standards came from. The men in the family was picked over the girls.
Here you go,
First.
Andrea
No,
again.
I'm just
Here you go,
saying. No,
Andrea.
I know. Wait a
Well,
minute. Hold
That
up a
is
minute.
her
Hold up a minute.
experience.
It's
That is
7
her.
kids in
That's
my
absolutely.
family. It's 7 kids in the family. So I'm just saying it's 7 kids, and I'm saying I have an older brother and 3 and 4 under me. They was picking, choosing things for the men, and then the girls was like, don't do that. You're gonna be wild. You gonna be out here in the streets. So I'm just saying that my daddy and them showed that the men was more important than the women. And I'm just saying that was a double standard that y'all men have. I don't have that in my kids because I make sure my son and my daughter is equal. Period.
Oh
period.
But he,
Lord.
I'm just saying. I'm a go
I
now.
get Andrea, I get
Do you
hold
see her
on.
face?
Hold on. I get Andrea, that's your experience. Cool. That's your
I'm
experience.
just saying it does
Respect.
happen.
That's the life
But
experience of a lot of people,
but
though.
but you can't say that's y'all men's double standards. Like, no, that's your
Because
men
y'all,
and your family double standard.
because you still got double standards. I'm just saying, if you go into the strip club,
Everybody
that's
does. It ain't
still
just the
somebody.
men.
That's still somebody's daughter. That's still
Yeah.
somebody's wife. That's still somebody's
Oh
sister.
my
That's a double
God.
standard right
All
there.
right.
I'm
So,
just
so,
saying. So I'm
so,
gonna
so
go on that note.
no.
Okay.
Like, hold on. I
It's
got one
true
question
because there's
for
a
you.
Shanita,
lot of things
I
that's
got
okay for men to do or for boys to
Okay.
do that's
So,
not okay for
so
girls to do.
I
So
got a
Mhm.
quick.
I
Yeah.
think there
And
has to
vice
come to some
versa.
kind of
No,
accept gender.
it's
Like
not
you have to
vice
accept
versa.
that that's just how it is.
Yes,
Okay,
Logic.
I got one question for Andrea, right?
Yes.
Name one way that a man over sexualize his presence.
Name one way that a man over sexualizes his presence.
Yes.
Y'all always talking about how many girls y'all got under y'all
No,
belt.
I ain't said. I said
Oh my
His presence.
his presence.
His
Yeah.
presence.
Just listen. Yeah.
Because men don't have to do
Stop
that.
talking.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. This is Andrea. Andrea, name one way a man over sexualize
Gray sweats.
Grace.
That's
All right.
I was just, I was gonna say
no.
that. I was gonna say
I'm
that.
saying, gray
I was
sweats.
gonna say that. I was gonna say that.
Hold on. Hey,
Grab it
No,
and
no,
Yep.
no,
Yep. I was gonna say
Andrea,
that.
no,
Yes.
Andrea.
no.
Hey, wait, we got to allow her to answer. Hey,
Call it how
Andrea,
it is.
answer the
Hell
question.
no.
White beaters, all that.
That's not no.
You dress. You think we ain't looking when you dress? Come on now.
Listen, I was rocking gray sweats before women decided that shit was sexy on a man because we could see his dick print.
No. It's not, that's not the
No.
point. That's not the point. The point is not that we know women think it's sexy. If I let's say if I was that guy and I knew that I had a female friend that I was into coming to my house, you know what I'm wearing? Gray sweats.
Great fit.
Well, I don't know.
Cause he knew what he was doing.
But that's the same thing with your haircut today. That's the same thing with your haircut. You think your haircut is sexy, Dre?
Hold on.
You think your
Everybody,
haircut is sexy, Dre?
No.
You think your haircut is sexy?
okay, hold on. Wait. Come on. Wait. Let's let
Think your
Andrea
haircut is
answer the
dressed?
question. So, Andrea, so you
Yes.
said about a man getting a haircut that's over sexualizing his presence.
No, it's gonna impress the girl. That's the whole point of the son. He getting a haircut, isn't that right?
I'm just saying, but the question is, name me one way that, or name me ways that a man over sexualize.
Okay, Mona Cole said licking and sucking on fruit in Instagram posts.
Stop being Captain Sabo.
Wait.
You gotta let her answer the question.
She did say that.
And you can't even Mona Cole know what she's talking about. Like there's no argument there.
No, but see, this was gonna come down to. This was gonna come down to. They gonna reach and say, "Oh, a man get his beard shaped up, he get a haircut."
I
Men
didn't say
do.
that.
Okay, Logic. I'm going to give you the
I
answer
said
that
when
you
y'all
want.
hold on like a crutch in front of women.
You really can't make this up.
I'm going to
God,
give you the answer that you want, Logic.
no,
And the
don't give.
answer is nothing. Men do nothing to give a sexual present.
I understand
Nothing.
that. This is not for
Okay?
you. Andrea felt passionate about this conversation. I'm asking her the question. Andrea,
We all feel passionate. What
Okay,
are you talking
I feel
about?
passionate. Double standard. It's a difference. I didn't say he's sexualized. It's a double standard that you have. Okay, that's what I said. Logic. Get back to the question that I said. You have a double standards when it comes to women.
so you
I'm
still
saying when you go to the strip club. Hold on a minute. When you go to the strip club, that is still somebody's mama. That's still somebody's sister. That's still somebody's girlfriend.
Listen,
That
sis.
don't make sense.
Listen, sis. That is the important part of a conversation.
Okay.
When you if somebody asks you a question and either you answer it or say nope, you ain't finna get me, I plead the fifth or something. Don't just sit here and just say a whole bunch of other stuff.
Logic. I plead the fifth on that one. Logic.
Okay.
Is that
All
okay
right.
with you?
There you go. You can plead the fifth and I accept that shit. Where my gavel at?
That don't make sense.
That don't make sense. That's why I'm gonna let her cop a plea. I'm gonna let her because ain't no men out here over sexualizing. They actually, you know what I'm saying? It's not happening. But you go and you see women. You see
Because
women.
that's not really something y'all do, though. Like,
Thank you.
Exactly. Y'all don't have to do anything as men. Y'all can just be men. We have to do all the work
You
to
give
make us feel
women
because
do. You choose.
we don't even have to do
We
anything.
choose?
we choose.
We
that.
choose?
You
Yes,
choose to do
you
it.
choose.
No, we
Yes,
don't choose.
choose.
We can have a house dress
How,
on.
who chooses for you?
Wow.
Who chooses for you?
Oh my God, that's
Wow.
sense. That's asinine right there.
chooses for
That make no
you?
sense.
You
Wow.
choose to do it. And you know you choose to do it. You get it from your mama. Your
No,
mama.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, I got
Hi Nia, how you doing?
Oh
Nia?
my
Wait,
God.
wait,
no.
wait.
I'm not.
Y'all not making sense today at all.
Okay,
Hey,
I
look,
got a
look.
question.
Y'all
I got a
ain't
question.
listening.
None.
How about
Zero.
you
Wait.
You ain't
Wait.
making no
and
sense.
listen?
I got a question, okay?
Y'all.
Go, Nia.
Nia been
Okay.
waiting, y'all.
Wait a minute. I got a question. Okay.
Hey, Nia.
Just like logic, hey y'all, just like logic, you was just saying you get it from your mama, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what happens when men teaches their little boys to play football and become a man, but they turn around and be sweet like Michael Jackson or like Dwayne Wade's son? So what happens then? They was raised on be a man when you grow up. So what happens when they be the total opposite?
They get it from their.
No.
No, see, no, see, look, no, come on now.
Talk.
No,
I
on.
say that to
Leave
say,
it.
Can
wait,
I
wait,
can I
wait, wait,
answer?
wait, wait,
Can
wait.
I answer?
Hold on, wait,
no,
wait. Hold
Can
on.
I answer
I
your
say,
question?
I
No,
say that
but
to
hold on.
say,
I
I,
asked you when you got an outrage.
I ain't answered it yet. Let me
Bill
answer.
has to
Nia.
respond. Bill
You
has to
got it. You
respond.
got it. 'Cause I
okay,
got a
go
bang
ahead.
on your ass. Don't go nowhere, Neil. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not going
Go ahead.
nowhere. Because
Stay
it
up here,
ain't no
baby.
right or wrong or boom, but I'm just asking what happens. So go ahead, Red. Let me
Can
hear. Go ahead.
thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, normally, first of all, I'm not saying it doesn't, but I have not heard of a man constantly in their son's life and teaching them all these things.
Michael Jackson's
Can I
father was.
answer? Can I finish?
Go ahead.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I rarely hear of any man who is constantly in their son's life teaching them how to be a man, and they turn complete opposite. The only
That's a lie. That's a
boys.
lie.
Yeah,
That's a
Can I?
lie. That's a
yeah.
lie.
Oh my
That's a
God! Can
lie.
I finish? Can I please finish?
Okay, go
Damn!
ahead.
Hey! Can I finish? Thank
Go
you.
ahead.
Uh-huh.
The only boys I know actually do that is boys who are not around their dad as much or is around their mom more. That's it.
Yes,
Those are the only boys I know do that.
and that was
That's
my
But
not
point.
true.
still,
That's
That was
not
my
true.
point.
Dwayne
but
Wade,
still,
Magic
Boy that's
Johnson.
doing that.
yeah.
But no, her point what she made that if a boy do that, they're trying to implement. They trying to imitate a woman. Now, if you would have brought it,
Exactly.
you would have said a tomboy, then you would have had a point. But I'm not gonna make your argument for you.
But
You
it's a
make
total it goes just like you have tomboys. Some girls is always around their mom or their life, but
Hi, Brett.
somewhere along the line, she became a tomboy when she want to play basketball and
Mhm.
all that. So what happens then? If we
But
want to flip it, so what
yeah,
happens then?
she was trying to emulate men.
And why is that?
Why do she try to emulate men?
Yeah, why is that? When
I,
she was
it,
always around her mom,
it,
and her mom
okay,
always taught her to become a
okay,
woman
but
one
you got
day.
to realize the influence. If you want to look at Kobe Bryant and you look at, you know what I'm saying, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant, and you look at his daughter Gigi, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She tried to implement his influence, so she became a basketball player, right?
So
So if you got it on the other foot, he just had a strong influence,
So
even
are
though
you si- so are you saying that if the child doesn't if the child doesn't have his father in his life and he's a
I
little
did not
sweet?
say that. I
I'm
did
just
not say
asking
that.
the
I did
question.
not
I'm
say
asking
that.
the
But
Let her
don't
question.
let her finish. Let her
I'm
finish.
asking the
Let her
but
finish.
question.
you can't put
I'm
words in my mouth
no
though.
no
She
no.
can't say I
Okay.
said it.
She
I'm
asking.
I'm
No,
asking the question, and
if
the reason I'm gonna go ahead and give you a reason why I'm asking the question. Okay, let me just go ahead and give the reason because my brother is gay. Okay, my brother is gay, and my daddy was in that house with us. So ain't no, I'm just being honest. But no, what my brother is gay, and my daddy was in that house. Him and my mom been married 52 years. So I'm asking the question: is are you saying because a boy could be gay and his father not there? Is that what you're saying?
What?
I'm asking
That's
the
that's
question.
what they said. I
Wait,
mean,
what's the
well,
question
that's
again?
not exactly
I'm
what they
lost.
said, but they said the reason why that
I
boy
don't understand the
became sweet
question.
along the way
Not
was
there,
because
but like Andrea's brother was heavily influenced by women in his family, based on the fact that he couldn't go outside a lot, stuff like that. And he's the youngest boy, right, Andrea?
No, he's a third.
He's the third child, or it's
Second
it's boys younger than Marcus.
is one younger. It's two. One younger than him.
So he's the middle boy.
Yes.
Okay, but you said to me before one time that he always spent a lot of time around you and sisters and your mom in the house.
Because he was albino
He's
and
albino.
the sun was burning him, so he stayed at home with us.
Right. While the other boys and your father went out and did work.
Yes. But what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, are you saying that
So I
Okay.
think that what his logic is saying in a way to kind of, in a way, it kind of proves his point. That it's where the influence is heavy. That's why he said Kobe Bryant's daughter Gia wanted to be a basketball player because she was
Okay, what
heavily
about Michael
influenced her
Jackson?
father
What
and not
about Michael
her mother.
Jackson?
And
What
if
about
you
Michael
look at the
Jackson?
Michael
sisters,
Jackson's a bad.
if you look
Oh
at the two
God.
No,
sisters
no, but I'm
of Kobe
asking like
Bryant,
his
Uh,
father was
hold up,
hard
hold
on
up,
him.
hold up.
Okay,
So,
his
so,
Yeah.
father
so,
was a
so,
musician.
so,
Yeah,
So
so
you can't say Michael Jackson's different
okay.
because it's
So,
true. He was heavily influenced
can
by
I
his
answer?
father.
Can I answer a question?
Mm-hmm.
So, Neil, this is the answer to your question, right? So, just listen. Nobody interrupt me, okay?
Okay.
Who show is this? Go ahead, Logic. No
You
interruption.
had to put that in there. Don't nobody interrupt me, all right?
and again, y'all, this is not no ooh boom, I told you so. I'm right, you wrong. It's nothing like that. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
let's not try to prove nobody wrong, prove nobody right. It was just a question. So go ahead and tell me what you want to tell me, Logic.
I want to make sure that I can do it. Hold up. I mean, because every time I try to do it, nobody listen to me though. So I don't know. All right, you listening now?
Yeah, we
I don't want to
listening.
hear no damn song.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Roger. Please talk and no sound effects. Thank you.
The world, Logic.
She tell
Oh
See?
Lord.
See,
See,
this is why
you know
that's what
exactly.
I'm
You gotta
talking
put
about. You
music,
always
I
want to do this.
some kind of sound
Every
I
effect.
mean,
time.
I asked that because y'all was saying that no,
Oh God.
he didn't get it from his mom. But I say I'm only saying this
Get it
because
from
y'all
her
said like
mama.
as boys,
She get it
y'all
from her
father threw
mama.
the football with
God
done.
damn it. Y'all fucking up my song. She get it from my mama. I'm telling you.
We get it, okay?
Feminine attributes come from the women.
But
The one.
his daddy beat the hell out of him and showed him how to be a man, made him fight his brother
No,
outside and
no.
all that
He
stuff. So
attempted to show him how to be the
no,
man.
he showed
What?
it wasn't an attempt, he did.
We
He
Baby,
did.
did.
guess
But
He
what? Guess
did.
what?
See,
Apparently it didn't work because he run around here talking
I
about
know, and that's my point exactly. That's my point
he did not
exactly.
get
And
he
What
got
it
went
wasn't had
wrong?
nothing to do with his mama.
What went wrong?
It had
wait,
nothing to do with his mama.
What do y'all think went wrong? That was my question.
oh,
What do
okay.
y'all think went wrong?
The
Like
only
If he
Mia,
did hold on, if he did everything as a man and as a father,
yep.
where did it go wrong? Is what I'm asking.
his daddy looked at him as a investment more or less instead of a child. When he was a child,
Mm-hmm.
his parents didn't invest in him like that. They looked at him as an investment. It's a difference between investing in something and looking at something as an investment. If you look
So
at something as an investment, then guess what? You would treat it as such.
so he never looked at him like a son, is what you're saying.
I'm telling you, didn't look at him as a son.
Mm-hmm.
That's why,
And he
and
was
you
the
look at all
youngest
of Michael
son.
Jackson documentaries and stuff like that. It was all business with his dad. His dad treated him like he was an object. And guess what? It affected their relationships in the end.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you. I mean, I understand your point, but like I say, when you see somebody turn into a feminine figure like that, you know what I'm saying? His mother wasn't as harsh as his dad, and he probably accepted her attributes more or less than his dad.
But he
And
had to been hard on him because he's a boy. Just like y'all said, I mean, girls and boys get treated differently. Of course,
Yes.
mother's gonna be soft. You know what I'm saying? That's her role.
Mhm.
But like I said, he beat the hell out of him. He made him fight. He showed him how to work to get your money and all that stuff. He went on a job with his dad and all that stuff. But what I'm saying is he did everything in his power to make him become a man. Yet and still, somewhere along the way, he chose otherwise.
He chose-
So
he-
I
yeah.
say that because you were saying you get it from my mama. But sometimes,
You like that song?
yeah, that's my song now. I ain't gonna lie.
I know.
But
Twerk.
sometimes girls don't always get it from their mama. Like I say that to say, some little girls was raised right.
Yeah.
Yes. Well,
That's
so
all
that's
I'm saying. And I'm
my
just
point.
saying
I was saying to you
sometimes
though.
parents don't lack. Sometimes parents
Yeah.
don't lack. That's
But
all
see,
I'm saying.
this is what I said earlier. Like, I understand you might do an excellent job. V might do an excellent job.
Yeah.
Y'all mothers, right?
Right.
Or you'll be mothers or something like that,
Oh,
right?
yeah, I am.
But the point of the matter is that if somebody else teaches that person to do that, it won't
Right.
be a man, it'll be another mother.
Not
Like,
necessarily.
okay.
Because I
So-
know some men out there that know how to twerk better than Megan Thee Stallion. So come
And
on,
they
let's
That
get
part.
with it. Let's
and they
get with it.
and they gay.
And
And
I know. And they
guess
gay.
what they get, and guess where they get that from? Guess where they got
But
it
they
from?
still
But
mad.
From
it's
another
still
man.
ain't they?
Exactly.
No, ain't no way another man did not know how to
It's still
Yes,
a
it is.
man.
Yes, it
They
is.
mom.
Yes, it is.
They are
Y'all
still
can't
mad.
Okay.
if
For instance,
hey look, if a nigga got up here one night and got on camera and started twerking, he got it from a damn woman. Come on now.
no.
Niggas
For
don't even
instance,
look
okay,
like
Now he
that.
goes
wait a
to
minute,
one of those strip clubs y'all be going
For
to.
instance, Clifford, he's gay. He
That
know how to
part.
do hair.
Mhm.
Hold on.
Yeah.
He know how to do hair. He know how to do hair. But guess what? He learned from Tay, and he's another man, and he know how to do hair.
And
So
guess what?
it is.
And somewhere in
I know
that
how to
line,
do hair.
they got it from their mama.
See, he know how to do hair. See, Sean said he know
I know how to do hair, and you ain't gonna find him more of a man than I am. Hey, can I interject? Can I interject? Because I think logic. Everybody's right. Here's the thing. Everybody's right because there is no very specific wrong to point to.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Especially if you a young man that had a father in the house and you come out gay.
Mhm.
That's what that right there throws all the shit out the window. That tells you that no matter what, the opportunity to be gay is just out there. And I got a couple reasons why I think it exists.
Mhm.
Watch 10 commercials in a row. Show me one solid ass man that is projected in that commercial. Every man is dainty on every fucking commercial. We sit here and we do it on purpose. We try to find one solid example of what used to be bravado, the Marlboro man. You know what I mean? We don't see that no more. My thing is, I'm not against nothing, but don't take away something that these little boys need. It's okay to go get your nails done, but are you showing him how to work in a yard and put some shit on a wheelbarrow and dig and all this? All that stuff is kind of gone. Me and my mom had this conversation last week. Sean, I don't see nothing wrong with a man going to get his nails done. Sean, I don't see nothing wrong with it. And I said, Mom, that's cool. You one woman with that idea. One woman may think that's wrong, but say it's okay for the dude to carry a satchel. Another woman might not like either one of those and say it's okay for the dude that get his eyebrows done. At the end of the day, women, no offense to y'all, but I got 7 sisters, a mom, and a 22-year-old daughter. I am surrounded by women my entire life. I have no greater example. Women, they like encourage gay. They back it up. They say,
But are you? Hold on, wait. Are you gay? Are you gay?
Not all women. Not all women.
Are you gay?
Why would you ask that?
Absolutely not.
No, I'm asking because he's surrounded by all women.
No, I didn't say all women.
Wait a minute. You said
women. I said women encourage gay. That's not saying 10. That's not saying 1,000,000%.
But what I'm saying is you just said you raised and you around nothing but women, right?
Right.
Okay. Are you gay? Hold on, wait a minute. Are you gay?
All right, but you're not listening to what I said. I said encourage. Now, those women did encourage me to be gay, then there's probably an opportunity that I'm gonna still be able to be a man. But when you got 9 women around you encouraging you, doing your hair, letting you plan their hair, doing nails, you can carry your purse, get your eyebrows done, get your toes. There's so much going on. I'm not, just please hear what I'm saying, because it's not something to argue against. There are plenty of women I factually know that encourage dudes to be gay. It's okay. Ain't no straight man encouraging a boy to be more flimsy. Well, that comes from woman. And it doesn't matter if there's a guy in the house. The reason is because they learn more outside the house from social media and school than they will ever learn from their parents. They do what they got to do at home. They do what they want to do when they leave.
Hey,
can I ask you a question?
Hold on.
Where's your father?
Hey, let me answer this question real fast. Answer this question. Look,
never had a father. Okay.
Hold on. Hey, Leah, let me answer a question, dude. Too. This is what's important, right?
Okay.
It's no man that know how to twerk.
Yes, it is.
Let him finish, Neil.
I mean, she want to play these games. Man, it's not. We don't.
Because my
twerk.
cousin Bianca know how to twerk and quit playing with him. Nah, I'm just playing. Go ahead, Logic. I'm just messing with you.
Men are not twerkers. So if you got a society of twerking and it's wrong, then you got to go to the source of the torturers. Now, also, men don't condone gay shit. Women do. And I think that point we just say, but look, hold up 1 minute before you say something, Neil. Just listen to me real fast, please.
I'm listening.
Stop interrupting me.
I know.
Who is that? Is that Logic?
You see a 15-year-old.
So what I wanted to say was, you said there's no women around. Right, you go ahead and do this.
No, go ahead, Nina.
So you all say that women encourage boys to be gay. If a girl was raised around a bunch of men, would that encourage her to be like a dude?
Exactly.
Let me clear it up when I say encourage.
Okay.
Because a woman is not saying, "Come on, boy, let me teach you how to be a girl." That's not what I mean by the encouragement. What I mean is a woman
That's why I asked the question that I asked.
What I'm saying, because I'm the one who came up with the word encourage, so I want to explain what I meant by encourage. I'm not saying that they go out specifically making men be girl. They don't have a point where they're saying like, okay, well, I want you to wear makeup, I want you to twerk. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is they make it okay for some things to happen that a straight, solid man will never allow to happen with their boy.
Yes,
that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
So that's why I asked on the other end of it then, if a girl was raised around a bunch of men, would that encourage the girl to be like a boy?
No.
That's what you know.
But the key thing is this. So, yeah, this is the point. This is the point, right? Look. Women tolerate it, men don't. Look. Wait. Just hold. Look. When I said men tolerate it, right? A lot of women have all these gay dudes as they friends because they whatever they like the same thing. Okay, whatever. But if you look at men on the other end, do we hang around with a bunch of lesbians?
Some do.
Some do and some don't.
We're not talking about lesbians. We're talking about straight women and straight men. We're talking about heterosexual couple. You have a girl who is raised around a bunch of men and boy and male child. She will pick up on a lot of male stuff and then turn to a tomboy. Just like a girl or a boy who's raised by a bunch of women. He's not being literally taught this type of supposed to walk, supposed to wear, and all that kind of stuff. She's just learning from what he's seeing, just like the girl is learning what she's seeing in the boy. So she just knows she's supposed to wear like this, walk like this. It's the same thing for either side.
Okay, Shanita, you're missing the point on purpose, though. Like, this is what we gotta get to. Seem like she's missing the point on purpose. Look, you don't have no men. You don't have men that hang around tomboys.
Huh?
And that's not saying that men don't do it. There are some men who do. We know this.
But that's not what
That's
you're
about
That's
Kobe
not what
Bryant's
Nita's
kids
saying.
is really good.
That's not what I'm saying.
When Logic brought up Kobe Bryant's daughters, right? The one daughter who played ball like Kobe, dressed in that. When you see her at the basketball game with Kobe, right?
Right.
Is she all dressed up like her sister who want to be a model?
No.
But that's where that comes in.
She in basketball shorts. She in dirty Jordans. Her hair in a ponytail, like she don't care.
Perfect example.
Let me say this.
I'm glad you wait. I'm glad you said that because guess what? If that was the case, the rest of the girls would be the same way as her. If that's the case.
No.
No, because he just.
No, they're all not influenced.
We got it.
They all want to be.
Hold on.
The other daughters of the girls like their mom.
Wait, I think y'all talking on a point that y'all don't understand the point. See, hold on. Just listen and understand the point before you talk on it. Or you're talking in circles.
Can I ask a question?
I do.
Yeah, go ahead, V.
I go smoke or do something. The point that I'm making, right, is that men do not tolerate that. You don't see men, even if Gigi Bryant would become the best professional basketball player, she would not be best friends with James Harden. Do you understand my point? Men don't tolerate it. Men best friends will remain men. Women best friends will remain women and gay niggas. And then they might.
I'm trying to
But
make
we're generalizing though.
That's not a general.
No.
It's a fact.
But
That's a fact.
okay, let's think.
It's not a fact.
Let's just say it like this.
Nothing is absolute in this
Really quick. We don't know all the people in the world, so we can't say 100% fact that this is going to happen because that happens. But you guys know the old wise tale. If you're raised by wolves, you think and act like a wolf. So to me, across the board, if a boy hangs with mostly women, he's gonna have female tendencies. It is the exact same shit that if a girl hangs around all men, she'll have manly tendencies. It don't mean he's gonna be gay.
That's what I'm saying.
It don't mean that, Sean. I can respect.
It don't mean either gonna be gay though. That's another step in a decision because tendency and what you do with your private parts are two totally different things.
True.
Yeah. So yes, you're mostly right, but it's not across the board.
But that's a separate argument. The argument was that who tolerate the gays? Women do.
Your argument. That wasn't what I'm talking about.
You're politically correct. If you say it politically correctly.
Tell me,
it's not a woman. I think that's a general statement, but I think it's separate argument.
No, that was the argument. That what was brought up. That was the point that was agreed upon. But like I said,
talking about heterosexuals and lesbians. Sean talking about men being raised around girls.
The problem is
Go ahead. Let the host, y'all.
I'm a
let the host. Go ahead.
It's a damn shame.
Go ahead, V.
Talk.
Understanding, okay. Say y'all have sons, okay, and he turns out to be gay. You love your son, and now later on in life he decides to come out and tell you he's gay. Are you trying to tell me that you're not still going to love or accept your son?
Hey,
here's the bottom line. For the rest of my life,
wait, hold on. I can
women don't necessarily encourage people to be gay or whatever, but they are accepted. A lot, well, not all women, because let's be real, not all women are accepting of it.
Well, I'm gonna just answer your question straight up.
Like y'all say, nurturers, they'll be accepting to the situation. I want to know if that is your son. If it is your son, are you just going to walk away and
I get it. I get it. If it's my son, I'm gonna love him because he's my son, and I'm not gonna like that he's gay. Period. There's no way around that. No, I mean, there's people who disown their kids, but because I know how the world works, I'm gonna do everything I can to show my son what a man is. When he's 18 years old, I'm gonna love the hell out of my son, and I probably won't like many things he do. And that's just the bottom. Let me explain something to y'all real quick. I got 7 sisters. My eldest sister showed us some girl. I caught her kissing a girl when she was 7 years old. Right? We're talking 35 years ago. Right? My youngest sister is 14. Her and the oldest sister are gay. We have the same parents, different dad, different upbringings, but the same guidance, the same uprooting. You know what I mean? And what am I supposed to? What can I say to that? Them 5 girls in a row are raised by the same person that raised that number 7 and number one. So I can't say it's this or that. I'm a living example of it. You're gonna get different results from doing the same shit.
I just think you can't generalize and say that women encourage certain things.
Yes.
Because like you said, you're still gonna love your son, and you're gonna be accepting of the situation. You're gonna at some point have to be accepting of the situation. Because you can't change him. You can't change who he wants to
only
be.
because it's my son.
I just want to say this before I get down. Oh my God.
Though, even though you don't agree with it, you don't have to agree with it, but you're still accepting him for who he is. So that's still a form of encouragement. You're still kind of encouraging it because you're accepting it.
Yeah.
So men can't turn around and say, "Oh no, it's women that encouraging the gays and da 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 da." You can't say that because if you have a man and a woman and you love your child, and they turn out that they're going to be gay, that they want to be, that they are gay, you're still going to, in some way, shape, or form, you're going to accept the situation for what it is. Now, some people do, walk away and say, no, you ain't, my child no more. But a lot of people are accepting of it. They don't like it, but they're accepting of it. And that's still a form of
acceptance.
And that's why I got a question. So if he do become gay, do we get it from his daddy?
Ooh.
Nope, he got it from society because that's what they push.
Huh?
He got it from society.
He gets from society, not the dad.
If he got getting it from the house, think about it. If you have a brother that turned gay and had a dad in the home the whole time, society taught him that. His daddy didn't give it to him.
He's one of the people gay. If somebody was gay was on this panel, they would say he probably was born gay. They say they born gay. Don't they say they born gay?
That's what they say, they born gay. Yeah, that's what they say.
Right? So it's not like, like who made them gay or who accepted the gay. Real gay people, right? Not I chose to be gay, or I just I'm a dude that likes, or I'm a girl that likes to be gay. I'm talking about real gay people are different than that because they say they were born that way.
I mean, everybody get everything from their mama. I just want to know, what do they get from their daddy?
All right, I'm gonna tell you what they get from their daddy.
Let us know, Logic.
Excellent question, right? So once a child is born, they have a connection with their mother, right? We agree with that. They have a bond with their mother naturally at birth.
Right. Yes.
When men don't be in a child's life, then that bond continues. There's no man there to take them and say, hey, look, you know what? We need to separate that. So now that bond, that man, because he don't have a father in that within that system, most of the problems we got is coming up because of our whole family structure is not in sync.
Right.
So you got a lot of women raising men, and that a woman can't raise a man. No matter how much you convince yourself that you cannot. You can only teach him what you think you know. You can only teach him your perspective. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine
women?
Can women? No, we can't.
So are you saying that's the problem in the Black community, as a man not being in the house with the or being he don't have to be in the house but be in the child's life? How about that?
That's the problem. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you what.
Each parent can get the job done if it has to be done, but that's not an ideal circumstance. It's not the ideal circumstance, which isn't always possible, is for both parents to be there. But
that's a fallacy, though. That's a fallacy.
Women do raise men, but not in the ideal circumstance.
No, that's a fallacy. See, that's a fallacy.
If there's no man home, the man is still going to grow. The boy is still going to go into a man.
And that's why we looking at men that's not men. Because
that's not true.
Yes, it's absolutely.
That's not true.
Okay, well, let me finish. I can explain it to you. If you just say I don't understand what you mean.
Okay, I don't understand what you mean.
No, I understand what you mean. I don't agree.
Okay, well, if I didn't finish, how do you understand what I mean?
Continue. and then I'll say I don't agree again. Keep talking. Right. Keep talking. One good man deserves another. Hit it, Logic. Let's go.
If you already know your standpoint, and I didn't even finish, it's a waste of me.
But that's my stance right now. Let's see if you change my mind.
Okay, so the standpoint, what I'm saying is that, guess what? It takes a dynamic, right? It takes a bit of nourishing. It takes a bit of protecting, right? In our community right now, what we have a lopsided. You know what I'm saying? We have too much feminine energy going to our kids. It's not balanced. You see what I'm saying? So when you don't have that balance, yes, you might roll the dice and become lucky. That's why we have these overly emotional men that make these bad decisions out here on these streets, because they actually being produced by a lot of feminine energy. You know what I'm saying? That you have in an environment where somebody get killed for stepping on somebody's sneakers. You know what I'm saying? And you ask yourself what had happened that happened in predominantly in areas where you have single households. It's no man there. It's a balance. And I'm blaming the men. I'm not on this battle of the sexes part. I'm saying the men are the problem just as the women are the problem. This is an equal problem that we're getting a product that our kids, and it's not a balanced product. It's an uneven product. And that's what we get. You know what I'm saying? That's my point. You can disagree now.
I don't agree. I disagree with that.
Understand the point that I'm trying to make. I think the part of it that I disagreed on was the first part when you said that like in just in the animal kingdom period, we're gonna adapt. If there's no men around to help you raise your children and you have male children, you're going to do it. So the question of whether or not a woman can do it is a mute point, because yes, clearly they can do it, but not in the idea. What you just said is that that's not ideal, because they may get too much femininity, and then that will create problems in the future. But doesn't necessarily mean that if a man is in a home, doesn't necessarily mean that if a man is in a home, you're still not going to get that same energy.
Yeah, I'm with you though. But can I raise my little girl? Yes, I can. But can I do it better? I can. I can feed her. No, I can clothe her.
But that wasn't the question at first. That wasn't the question at first.
I'm just what I'm saying.
You said that it just can't be done. Okay.
I mean, come on now. We know it can be done.
Right.
But what I'm saying is that the child is the one that's going to get the short end of the stick, because it's a lot of stuff that I can't tell my daughter right now that I won't even attempt to tell my daughter. You see what I'm saying? And then I realized that, and I embrace that shit. So I'm not going to sit here and try to say, "Ooh, I'm going to talk to my daughter about that." Oh no, I can't do it. And most of the times I'm not going to even try. But see, the other end, I'm not going to even try that. I'm going to make sure her mom tell her that, right? But on the other end, we have women that's trying to raise men, and then
influence.
Exactly, in a replace of a man. So now they don't talk from a perspective of a man. They talk from a perspective of a woman. So now you give them that feminine perspective. So now they will adapt and associate that feminine perspective. And then as you see them grow older, they will spew like that feminine perspective on every situation.
So what about single fathers that are raising girls? Like real?
I'm just saying the same thing. The energy change. Say the same.
So
they would not be able to do it.
So is he raising his daughters with masculine energy?
Yes. But a lot of times what men do is, I'm saying for me, from my point of view, I can only speak for myself. I will pass that book. I won't try to talk to my little girl about certain situations. I will pass that book because I know I'm not prepared to sit here and have that conversation with her. You know what I'm saying? And I would not be able to tell her that from a woman's perspective. I'll be able to tell her that from my perspective, a man. So now, most of the time, I'll be giving her the wrong information. So I always digress.
So I had said that earlier, though, Logic.
You did not say that, bro.
I did. When she
I love moments like this where V don't like it, we don't do it, but we can rewind the damn tape. And I look every time.
When Sean was here, I literally asked that question. I literally said,
"Yes, she did. Yes, she did."
Do this.
Said, is it the same if there was a man, or there were men who were raising a daughter? Would she have men tendencies, just like a guy who was raised around a bunch of women would have women tendencies? And he's like,
no.
You're arguing the point about heterosexual and lesbians and all of that other stuff. When I asked you,
you didn't hear what I said. Then if that was your point, you didn't hear what I said. I said a man.
You just said that point just now. That you said that real talk.
This is what I said.
Around feminine energy.
I said a man will pass the buck. A man would not try to have that conversation with his daughter.
V
On one,
just asked you.
Not that.
V literally just asked you would real talk daughters have feminine energy or have masculine energy. You said yes.
real talk, daughter.
But
Yeah,
He's
I
a,
said
he's
so
a
for a
single
single father, like real talk,
father raising a
raising
daughter.
girls, does that mean that he would be raising them with masculine energy?
No, he
And
would
you
raise
said
them.
yes.
No, I gotta
Mhm.
rewind it. I gotta rewind
It would be. You know what? I
No,
understand what
how
he's
you
saying.
mean
When
yes?
he
No,
says it is, when he says to be, it's gonna be masculine energy about femininity. Like it's gonna be real perception of what femininity is. Like case in point, I was real close to my father when I was young,
Mhm.
right? Like we spent a lot of time together to the point where my mama wanted to leave the relationship. She almost didn't want to leave because she was like, he gonna take my
Mhm.
baby. Because I know he could do it. Comb hair, he could get a dress, he could do stuff better than me in some ways, right?
Mhm.
But my dad gave me his perspective all the time. Like I remember one time he told me, he said, you know, women always keep their hands nice. You know, keep your that's his perception of women. That's
Mhm.
not that's what you're saying is it's not a feminine point of view of what a woman should be. It's my dad's masculine energy saying to
Uh-huh.
me what he likes as
Okay,
far
no,
as femininity and what
I'm
he
gonna
feels is
explain this.
appropriate as far as
I'm gonna explain this
femininity.
because I don't think people understood my point. So that's why I'm gonna re-explain. So I'm gonna say
Okay.
this. I'm a single dad. I
uh-huh.
got I got my daughter and my son, right? I would talk to my son about sex. I would not talk to my daughter about sex. I pass that on to her mom. Now, on the
But that's for
opposite,
you as the mother that's present. What about those fathers
no, no, no,
where
no,
the
no. She's
mother
not. She's not
isn't
present.
present?
She's not present. You're assuming. That's why I say I would pass the book to her mom. Her mom is will have that conversation with her.
Right, but that's what
I
I'm
You
saying.
don't
Like,
think
I know
both
she's not
points of
present
view
in
are
your
important?
situation, but I'm saying she's present in your daughter's life. What about
yes,
the single fathers who are literally
no,
raising the kid, the girls themselves,
okay,
and
and
there is
that's what
no
I'm
mom?
explaining to you. Though. Every man that I know would not have a sex talk with their daughter. They will
Why?
pass the book.
What
Why?
if her mother passed away or something?
Or
So
what
you trying to tell me you don't
they
talk to
would
your daughter
they
about
would
sex?
still they would still pass
My
that book.
daddy, my dad talked to
And
me
I don't
about
know.
stuff like
My
he
ex
got
haven't
both
talked to my daughter
perspectives.
about sex.
But I said, man, I know. Now I'm gonna tell you this.
Okay.
Now on the other end, I know other women that will actually take on that responsibility to talk to their son about sex. That's a difference. So now this is the difference. If a woman talk to a boy about sex, right?
Uh-huh.
She not speaking on experience because she don't got a dick. She's speaking on her
Right.
perception, right? So now I can talk to my daughter. I can't talk to my daughter about experience. I can only teach her what I think, my perception, my theories, right? So now I'm gonna have train her. I'm gonna have teach her. That's
I
why
got a
that's her
question.
mom job to do that. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. Do you think that that's still half teaching because she's not getting both perspectives? Like, you don't think it's important for her to know the male perspective on
Yeah.
what you think? You know, like I think it'd still be great for you to have a conversation with her about sex because you know what boys' expectations are. You know what boys are looking at and what they want. Like that's what I got from my parents. Like I had a
Yeah.
my mom had one conversation, my dad had a different kind of conversation with me. So I got the inside track and the inside scoop a little bit because my dad wasn't scared to go ahead and have
Mhm.
those types of conversations with me or think that certain things just I can only, talk to my mom and not talk to
You know
him
what that's
about.
called? That's called teaching your daughter game. See,
Huh?
I can teach my daughter game. I can teach my
Right.
daughter game from a nigga from a dude perspective, right?
Right.
But I can't. I'm not saying I don't have them conversations with her,
Okay.
but it's conversations that's designed. It should come from a
For her and
mother,
her mom.
and
Right.
then
If it
now,
don't come from her mother, it's gonna come from her friends in school, or
yes,
it's gonna come from social
it
media
don't
or
come from
somebody
them,
else out in society, and you can't trust that.
I
Right.
prefer it come from my mother because she got the
Right.
best interest in her, and that's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's the different dynamics, right?
I agree.
Most of the men I know will pass the buck on that shit, on some of this shit, right? when they say my daughter come to me talk about sex, hold up, you need to go talk to your mom. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I'm gonna talk to you about sex, I'm gonna tell you niggas ain't shit. I'm gonna tell you what they want. I'm gonna tell you everything. I'm gonna drop game on you, right? But with my son, I'm gonna speak on sex from an experience perspective. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now
I
I'm
see
gonna
what you're
tell
saying.
him what it is, and I can still drop game on him too, though, right? But his mom won't be able to experience being a man, but she'll be able to drop game on him to say, "Hey, look, you know what? These hoes right here gonna try to put holes in your
You're
condom."
right. That's a conversation I have with my son.
Exactly. So
Not these
she can
girls
tell
out
that
here.
perspective, but she won't be able to tell that experience because she don't got a dick.
You're right.
But see, this is my whole standpoint, right? Most men that I know don't try to do that. They don't try to speak from an experience standpoint from a man. You see what I'm saying? They're past that book. Most men I know. But women will accept that challenge and try to do that. And that's why we got some of these niggas that we got out here today.
Right. I mean, I do think it's important for if you are doing something alone by yourself to understand where your shortcomings may be. And just like with anything else in life, you go out and find something or someone or some situation that's more knowledgeable than you in that situation. That's just parenting. But sometimes that does get it does fall by the wayside.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think sometimes as adults, people don't like to say, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
People like to say that they're unequipped to handle a situation, especially when it comes to their kids. They don't like to say, you know what, I don't know how to do this part. And they go ask questions or let me figure things out. That's in my experience. With my friends and people around me, I see people doing stuff and I be like, but it's because they don't know. But they don't ask no questions either.
I tell my daughter all the time, I was like, no, don't ask your daddy this shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Because my daughter is that age, right? She's a teenager now. And I don't want to have them, you know what I'm saying? I was like, look,
because it makes you uncomfortable to have those conversations with your daughter. Let's be real. You should still have those conversations with your daughter. I have a question for you, Logic, from the chat. And it says, why do you feel like you can't talk to your daughter the same way? I need more understanding.
Now, it's not that I don't talk to my daughter. I would never talk to my daughter the same way I talk to my son. It's just that when I'm dealing with it, when I'm talking to my daughter, if I'm real, 100% real with my daughter, I would give her a man perspective.
But what's wrong with giving her a man perspective? What's wrong with giving her a man perspective? No. Because that's what she gonna be dating is a man.
She don't get but she don't only get that man perspective. She get that man perspective from me. But I think it's important for her foremost to get the female experience. I don't have that experience.
She'll get what you
have experience about a man. What a man look for in a woman. What you do have is what y'all like run game on us sometimes. So I'm just saying, why you wouldn't tell her that?
Didn't I just say I give her
that?
I was in the bathroom. I'm sorry. I apologize. I went to the bathroom.
I said I give her game.
Okay.
Right. But I cannot give her experience. I don't got a pussy. I don't know what I can give her that, but I will give her game. I'm going to tell her what the niggas really think. I'm going to tell her the difference between the goddamn a real nut and a club nut at the time it comes. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm going to tell what niggas really think. I'm going to tell why niggas go to Walmart late at night. I can give her game.
Why do they go to Walmart late at night? Why do they go to Walmart late at night? I'm just asking questions.
Hey, look, meet me at Walmart in about 10 minutes. I'm gonna show you what we go to Walmart late at night for. Y'all better look out. Hey, the only thing I got in my goddamn car is a case of Mountain Dew. Hey, y'all, all right, I'm gonna tell you why niggas go to Walmart. You know what I'm
saying? We know why y'all go to Walmart.
You gotta find us some travelers.
So would you not speak to your daughter about sex either? Well, I mean, you would talk about from a man's perspective, but how do you feel about that? Because at first Logic was saying he ain't gonna have those conversations with his daughter. He gonna pass it over to him.
I said I can't speak from experience. I can't. I don't got a pussy. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. I can drop game. That's it.
Said I can't tell her this what it's gonna feel like. This how you gonna feel. This what's gonna happen. He don't know what happened on our end, so he can't he can't speak on it to her like that. She had to go to her mom for that perspective, or to some other woman that they both trust.
Well, can y'all speak? Can
Well,
y'all speak?
I'm intrigued because I know the real has a daughter that he's raising by himself. So that's why I wanted to see, like, are you also gonna put on your family or something, or are you gonna try and handle that situation and deal with it yourself?
Shawty, what you think? Real?
Oh, I can talk now.
This nigga right here, right?
I mean, damn, everybody here just bombarding, talking and shit, and I'm just here left in the dust. So I'm just sitting there quiet, letting y'all talk.
Go ahead, answer the question.
Okay, what's the question?
You have a daughter that you're raising by yourself. Are you going to pass the buck over to another female that's in your family, or are you gonna have the sex talk with her?
I can't have a sex talk with my daughter. I can only tell my daughter how men think of sex when it comes to women. That's all I can teach her. I can't teach her, about sex. I have to pass over to her grandmama or one of her aunties or one of her cousins, older cousins. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't know me being a man, I do not experience sex the same way as a woman would. So I can't teach her that. A woman would have to.
I have a question.
You understand? What's up, Nita?
What is something that you can't teach her?
Huh?
Right, because sex is sex.
You can't teach her?
What's something that what?
That you can't teach your daughter about sex.
That I can't or that I can?
You have different genitalia, but what is it that you can't teach your daughter about sex?
I can't teach her how sex feels, or you know what I'm saying? I can just tell her use protection. Guys feel this way, like when I can teach her little shit how guys feel about it, and for women, make sure he straps up. But me personally, I don't want my daughter having sex anyway until she's of age. So that's all I can really teach her is that.
Right.
Why, what?
But I was just curious because you guys are saying here that you guys are saying some things I can't tell my daughter that I can tell my son about sex.
Yeah.
As far as the experience of sex.
What do they think is so different from what we tell?
No,
what
as far as because
what a man would say, like what do you guys feel we say?
As far as the experience of sex, yes. I don't know how a woman experiences sex, so I cannot tell my daughter how the experience would be because I'm not a woman. I'm a man. I can only teach her my perspective on it. That's it.
Well, just like me, I teach my son about sex. I can't tell him how it feels and what he's going to experience, but I can put him on game, as Logic says.
That's all you can do as the opposite sex.
Right, but that's all he really needs because his experience is going to be his experience because he is his own person. So I can't tell him how it's going to feel or what he needs to, whatever. I can just tell him this is what happens. This is the process. This is what happens afterwards, and these are going to be your feelings attached to it.
See, I'm putting Braden right. I'm bringing this perspective right. Look, if you're a baseball player, you can teach somebody your experience playing baseball, but you can't teach them the experience of playing basketball. It takes a basketball player to teach you the experience of playing basketball. So what I'm saying. It's two different sports. It's two different sports. You got two different. Yeah, that's why I said you got two different pieces of equipment. So when I say the same thing, I'm just saying I can only tell them game from the opposite side, but I cannot sit here and say, "Hey, I experienced this myself." It's gonna take somebody of the same sex to teach them that experience. I'm experiencing from the total opposite side. Men have more of a disconnect when it comes to sex than women do.
True.
So I can't teach my daughter that. If I teach my daughter that, you know what I'm gonna have? I'm gonna have like a ratchet daughter like these motherfuckers running around on the streets. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm telling you, it's real.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's
Maybe.
true. I just think the ratchet girl might look at sex different than what y'all looking at sex. She can look at sex the way you look at sex. I'm just saying. She can look at sex the way you look at sex. I'm just being honest. That's not fair.
But it's not fair. I'm lost.
That's not fair to say you're gonna have a ratchet daughter. She can look at sex the way you look at sex because you probably look at sex as it's not nothing. And a woman can look at sex.
Andrea.
But I'm just saying a woman can look at sex the same way. I'm just saying.
Andrea.
Yes.
That's the thing. I don't want my daughter growing up looking at sex the way I look at it. Because if she did, she would be a little ratchet hood rat running around.
That's not necessarily the case.
Shit.
You just said that.
I just don't think that that's not necessarily the case all the time.
All right.
Hey, look. Okay. Hey, it is, man. Look. We be getting caught up on this though, but a lot of times we is balanced though. Look, I ain't got nothing against nobody. We are balanced. But my whole point of bringing that up, and I think people missing it, is that I would recognize my deficiencies and not attempt to do that. I would not attempt to do it. I wouldn't even figure I couldn't even do it. And that's it. I think, but I see a lot of women that I know that attempt to teach experience in sex from a man's perspective. That's my whole point. And I don't know why V talking shit. Look, V, every time you type in your group or whatever you type and you talking shit, I got some for you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can even hide it. No, y'all can even hide it good. You like this.
Let me ask y'all.
Fuck that. I'm finna get on your ass about this.
Got a secret over there, V.
She'll be like this right here. And then you'll see Shanita like this. All right. Y'all niggas ain't slick. You know what I'm saying? I know game. I know game too. I know game. See, I know I can read women facial expressions. Yeah, Shanita, go ahead. Man, I ain't gonna even say it. I'm done. I'm out of here, man.
I have a question.
Fuck Neil. Fuck all these motherfuckers. I'm gone.
Can we, as women, truly choose who we want to be beyond the role models that are imposed upon us by society and men?
Wait, what? Say that again, because somebody was doing something. I couldn't hear you. What was the question?
I said, can we, as women, truly choose who we want to be beyond the role models that are imposed upon us by society and men?
Y'all gonna answer that or what?
I think we can choose.
Don't all jump at once.
I mean, you said can we as women?
Put my mic back on.
Yeah, I think we can choose.
We can choose.
Yeah, I think we can choose. I'm not gonna do what society wants. I'm gonna be different, and I'm gonna fight against what I want in my life. I'm not gonna answer to a man on what he think I should be.
Could you ask that again, Candidly Vee? My phone was breaking up.
I said, can we as women truly choose who we want to be beyond the role models that are imposed upon us by society and men?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I've spent a bulk of my adulthood breaking from the status quo because I did not want to be the standard issue Black woman or whatever society said I had it to be. So yes, I guess.
Yeah, I feel that way.
I agree.
Because my parents want me to be something different, and I didn't want to be what they want me to be. So I'm happy that I chose me over what they wanted me to be.
My ex-husband wanted me to be everything other than me. He wanted me to be what he wanted me to be and not be me. And I lost myself trying to be what he thought was supposed to be. Instead of just accepting me for me. So I yes.
Well, do you feel like it's an answer for the preteens?
Say it again.
I said, do you feel that you would give the same answer for preteen girls?
Yes,
that they can be their own selves.
Yeah, I tell my daughter that.
Yeah, but the only difference is the preteen girls are still trying to figure themselves out. They don't always
They
they
still
don't know
finding out who they
who
are.
they are yet.
Yep.
But the question was role models. So I asked you a question back. What are black role models?
My black role models came from my house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mine did
I
too.
have no greater. I have no greater role models than the people
Uh-huh.
who raised me and made sacrifices for me. You know what I
Uh,
mean? And taught
but-
me what it was to be a woman out here and a mother and a friend and a daughter. Those are my greatest role models. Everybody else is just,
but
got a
Excellent.
can we
little word here and there. But I'm a
but
culmination. I always say, I used to tell Dre all the time, I'm a culmination of mothers that I grew up seeing. Whether it was a mother that I didn't even know her name, I seen her in the supermarket. You know what I mean? And I saw how she was moving, or I saw how people interacted with her. I had an auntie who used to always, wear nice, all the nice gowns and stuff. You remember
Mhm.
back in the 80s and the late 70s and the 80s when women went to bed with that gown and the robe and the nice
Mhm.
slippers, and she always was well put together. I have some influence from her. I have from that auntie. I have some influence from my own. I have some influences from mom's friends. You know,
But can we agree
and
though that
I've taken
that change? Because if you look at it, I don't know. Like I
that
said,
has changed.
I don't know people on the age panels, but when I was coming up, we used to quote like it was a lot of Martin Luther King quotes. It was a lot of Malcolm X quotes. It was a lot of them was the individuals that was true role models. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you look at it now, them role models been replaced with Antonio Brown, Cardi B, Beyonce, Jay-Z.
Well, who says that?
Come
We don't have any
on.
prevalent.
I just spit some bullshit. I take that back. They not our
We
role
talking about
model.
when you're on Facebook, Instagram, social media. It's like a lot of you don't see a quote from
Okay,
respected
watch this. So,
African American people.
I don't know. I be giving people the benefit of the doubt. So name a powerful quote that came from somebody other than a rapper or a football player. I wait.
What if it have
They
to
go
come from
high.
them?
When they go low, we go high.
Michelle
Amen.
Obama
Michelle
says that.
Obama.
Who said that?
Michelle
Michelle
Obama.
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 No. I ain't never heard that quote.
Then that's a problem.
Well,
Then.
wait, you be you listen all the
Yeah, you
time.
did.
It be powerful, like I'm saying, like quotes used to. See,
I don't
don't fight me.
necessarily even quote the powerful
Well,
people. I have stuff my
don't fight me, but just like embrace it though, right? Like
hmm
it was Marcus Garvey's quote, Marcus Garvey quote that used to be out there. It used to be Malcolm X quotes. It used to be all these different quotes that was from influencers, right? We don't necessarily have that influencer presence. I don't know, like I said, I never heard of that Michelle Obama quote. And I'm not trying to downgrade the Michelle Obama quote though, but subtract that quote and tell me another quote. We got a problem right now because the influences in our culture are entertainers.
But
Like just, when you
but the influence
but that's not
right
necessarily
now
true.
in
The
our
influence in
culture
my
we
life
don't
was my
have
parents.
okay.
Malcolm
Your
X, Martin
influence.
Luther King wasn't from my generation either. That was my parents' generation.
Yes.
They would
Yeah.
know those quotes. The quotes, the things that I know that I repeat to my children and my grandchild comes from my mother and my grandmother and my great grandmother and my great grandfather. Those people are my people I pattern my life after, and that's what's missing. Is that
So
children are patterning. Go ahead.
instead of asking the question, I'm gonna give you an example then, right? When they was burning down the city of Atlanta, who came up and spoke with the mayor to the city of Atlanta?
Killer Mike and T.I.
Black Atlanta is built upon black lawyers, black everything. They pulled up T.I. and Killer Mike.
Well, that's Atlanta's fault. That's the mayor's fault. Not the She should have went to some of these prominent people and then get these two rappers to talk.
It's
Okay.
unfortunate because they got those people because that's who they think young people are gonna listen to. They got those people because that's the people they respect.
If you go and you look, you can just say the powerful person, right? You can look and say they're not influencers. These athletes are influencers. These entertainers are influencers today. Like I said, that's why Lakeisha Bottom went and got T.I. and Killer Mike. And then you saw the such thing, you know what I'm saying? It is think about this. What yeah, it represents us.
No, it does not necessarily represent. It only represents
okay.
what people in Atlanta do. I wouldn't. Me personally, I wouldn't have got there.
Okay, so watch this. What's the civil rights leader that died? John Lewis that died in Atlanta, right? He was a civil rights leader, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Nipsey Hussle died also, right?
Oh God. Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right. Is it a mirror of Nipsey Hussle or John Lewis in every city in the United States?
Nipsey Hussle.
Nipsey Hussle.
But who do we respect? John Lewis, as I respect. Nipsey Hussle, I don't
respect him.
Hey, so you talking about people younger than us? Not necessarily us.
They respect Nipsey Hussle. If you go back, name another true influencer that should be influenced that died. You know, I'm gonna give another example. I gave an example of what's the female name that was going against NWA? Dolores Tucker.
Yes,
she's dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Show me a mirror of Dolores Tucker compared to her opponent Tupac.
You ain't gonna find that.
Which one am I gonna find more mirrors of Dolores Tucker? I'm gonna find more mirrors of Tupac.
You're gonna find more mirrors of Tupac.
Why?
Yeah, because the Dolores Tucker is not respected. They don't think she's important.
So you're proving my point. You're proving my point. He's the influencer. That's what I'm saying. He's
you
the
can
influencer.
only influence people who are consuming. You're not an influencer if people aren't listening. So she could be respected and she could be talking and she could have a great point, but it doesn't necessarily make her an influencer because if people aren't listening, then she can't influence.
So I'm gonna give you another example. This is my final example, right? Joe Biden, the president, he ran for president. He had an interview. What black interviews did he have? He had 2 somewhat black interviews. What the black interviews he had? Well, I'll tell you. He had an interview with Charlamagne the God.
Charlamagne the God.
Disrespect the fuck out of Charlamagne the God, right? With his quotes, right? Mm-hmm. Cardi B spoke to the upcoming president, and then did you hear the stupid shit she was saying? So now, if he went to Cardi B to get the black vote, right? He went through Cardi B to get the black vote. Look, I know better entertainers.
Cardi B's a dumbass.
I know better entertainers. That's a better option. You telling me it's not a lawyer, it's not another influencer in the black community that should get the right to interview the presidential nominee than Cardi B?
Well, to me, he was ignorant to pick her. I'm just saying.
Yeah, out of
all the people, pick her dumb ass.
No,
Who picks her?
Right? Yeah,
who picks her? Who would think?
I like her. You can say he's ignorant to pick her, or you can say we're ignorant because he decided to pick the most ratchetest rat to represent us. Because in his conversation, he wasn't talking about the Puerto Ricans. He was talking about the black vote. Cardi B represented the black vote during that interview.
At the same time, that was dumb because she ain't black all the way. I'm black.
Nobody's black all the way. Come on now, stop.
She ain't black all the way.
Nobody is black all the way. That's what I'm saying. Nobody is black all the way. That's how you want to put it.
What black experience Cardi B got? What black experience did she got? I'm just asking the question. I'll wait. What black experience did she got? She ain't got none.
She act like the black persona. And we give her.
That's not the truth.
Or are we just moving on?
We are. Yo, did these conversations?
Goes to politics.
We're talking politics now. We're talking about adolescents and children and growing up and all that.
It always.
You're right. You're right. You're right, Miss Marie. I like you today. You've been pretty good today. You done told us about your titties and everything. I really appreciate you today. And I look at you. No, I like Miss Marie.
Okay, listen
I
to
haven't
this
finished
quote.
it.
Tell me what you think about it. This is the quote. We see oppression of minority women, but isn't the objectification of women's bodies that we see in our Western culture not another kind of oppression?
What?
Yeah, I didn't catch it too. It was
We see oppression of minority women, but isn't the objectification of women's bodies that we see in our Western culture not another kind of oppression?
Yes.
I said no. I said I don't think it's impression. I think it's oppression. I think it's empowerment. They use it as
It's what,
empowerment.
sorry?
Empowerment?
Yes, they use it as a tool of empowerment.
You got to use what
Objectifying
you
women
got
is
to
a tool of
get what you
empowerment.
love to swing.
I couldn't hear it. Say that again, Shanita. I can't hear your last statement.
Objectifying women is a tool of empowerment.
No. Using women's sexuality is not. I don't think it's. I think it's they're using it, and the women are using that as a tool of empowerment. They're using
Objectified
it.
by society.
Yes, but it don't matter. Society is using it, and women is using it as a way to get paid.
Because of society.
No, because of women want to do it to get paid.
Because of society.
Women right now, watch it. Because of society, women right now can shut down all this shit if they wanted to. They don't want to.
Because of the objectification of society.
No, it's because women want to get paid.
Because of society.
If that was the truth, because of society, then women right now can boycott the strip clubs and it would be shut down. That's not society. Women have the power to shut down every last strip club in America. They can shut down every twerking video in America. They can shut down everything.
Been presented that this is what gets the woman the power because of society.
No.
Already deemed it as
Oh shit.
So you won't tell me right now that the power lies with this
supply without demand. If there's a demand, if the demand stops, but the demand is there for men for the strip clubs and the objectification of women. The demand is there. So unfortunately, there are women in society who supply that demand in order to earn money, like you said.
Yes.
But the demand is there. Whereas if you shut down the demand, then there will be no reason for us to supply that.
Well, you can't say that because it's a lot of demand for everything. But if you want to do a movement and shut something down, you stop the supply. The movement on drugs, right? You stop the supply on drugs, and then that's their whole objective. Stop the supply on drugs, then you stop motherfuckers becoming crackheads. So if you want to say it, if you want to be honest, if women want to empower,
crackheads just find something else to get high off of.
Well, that's
because
on them.
Crack is their drug. That's why. Somebody who smokes weed ain't gonna want to try to do cocaine.
Crack is not the drug. The reason why people do drugs is because it's symptomatic of other issues that they have.
No, it's not really that. It's just a habit.
It's a habit.
It's a habit. That's what it is.
Why? Why though?
Yet men won't.
Why does somebody not want? Because people are depressed. People have stress. There are other things that they're symptomatic from, and that's why they're doing drugs. It's because they want to escape. You don't want to escape. Why you gonna do drugs?
I mean,
you
that's
go to the bar and have a drink because you want to loosen up. You're not.
There's different reasons why people do drugs. It ain't got to do with just depression.
But see, we can use the example of drugs.
No, it has to do with a lot of things, but it's always nobody does drugs just to do drugs.
Yeah, some do. Yeah, I can't agree with that completely. Some are peer pressured into it. You see what I'm saying?
They want what they want.
But why are they susceptible to the peer pressure?
Huh? Why what?
Why is somebody susceptible to the peer pressure to do drugs?
Because some people are weak-minded.
accept that into my life.
Some
Because
people are
something
weak.
else, right? From something else. Keep going. From something else going on in their life. Go ahead, man.
It's not necessarily that. Listen, I started smoking weed because I wanted to.
I'm not even off my phone.
It ain't had nothing to do with I had something going on in my life at the moment. No, I just like the somebody. Listen, I was in the car with one of my homeboys. I ain't never tried weed before. Wasn't thinking about nothing. Wasn't nothing really crazy going on in my life. He passed me the blunt, said, "Hey, try this." I tried it, and I liked the high.
Yeah, but
that's all that was.
Weed to be. You weren't smoking weed or to be a drug addict. We talking about people.
No, I wasn't.
And weed is legal, so that's not even what we're talking about.
Now it's legal. Now it's back then it wasn't.
Well, now it's legal. It should have always been legal. But
it should have. You're right.
The reason why people do hard drugs, we talking about hard drugs. I was talking about hard drugs.
Hard drugs too.
You're trying to escape something.
I don't believe that.
You just
not all the time. It's true for a lot of people, but I don't believe that. I don't think it's absolute right there.
Drugs are applied by people who do recreational drugs. Even people who snort coke or do that recreationally, that is not who is being supplied. That is not who is smoking up all the supply of stuff out here. It's addicts. People who got to have it every day.
But you talking about people? No, now you switching it to addicts. You said people who just do them.
No,
I know a lot of people who do them who don't have nothing going on in their life.
No,
I'm talking about any kind of drug. It don't matter what it is. If people do it just to do it, they don't necessarily have something going on. It's not got to do with depression. They just do it just because they want to.
I don't think you just do that just to do it. Usually something has happened or
you're trying to escape something. V, have you ever done drugs, V? V, have you ever done drugs, V?
No, I don't do drugs.
Okay, so you can't really speak on that because you don't know. So I mean, you don't know the mind of a drug addict or somebody who just does it.
So you will know that there's history. There's something in their history as to why they.
You don't know that, V. If that's the case, you can say that about anything you do it at all.
Line of work and the people that I've worked with and what they tell me. So yes, I do.
V, if that's the case, you can say that about anything you do in life. It ain't got to be about drugs. Anything you do in life can stem back to something previously. If that's the case, anything, not just drugs. You see what I'm saying?
But the question
That's my
was
point.
Initially.
What's the question?
About what V had asked about, objectifying women. Can we answer that question? Because we're talking about the war on drugs right now. That's not what we're talking about.
The sexuality. Why do you guys, why do you as men have to link our empowerment to sexuality?
Because that's what's shown. It's what's shown every day, all day is your sexuality. That's it. They don't always show your smarts, which y'all do have. They don't show it. They show your sexuality more than anything. That's why.
Could you ask that question again?
I was saying, why do men like to link our empowerment with our sexuality? Because a lot of the time, women aren't flaunting their sexuality or anything like that. When you look at, y'all talking about the media and social media. I'm not talking about that for right now. I'm talking about your everyday woman, your women that you're talking to that's in the chat, us as people, okay? Women do not flaunt their sexuality like that to show that they are empowered.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. It is when women actually. Okay.
So let me ask you this question then. Do you feel like
if it is answer the first question, I want to answer that one, but let me answer the first one.
And do you both feel that I flaunt my sexuality here on YouTube?
No.
We don't know you personally like that. But what
is what I said.
Yes, no. We don't know you personally like that. So on YouTube, so no, because this is not. But what I'm saying, in real life, women flaunt their sexuality for investment. That's why they wear certain things. They present themselves certain ways. That's why I asked the question that I didn't get answered earlier. How do men present themselves as sexual objects? And she was not able to answer that question. Now I'm gonna ask you that question: how do women present themselves as sexual objects?
Just
How do you
it
know
doesn't
that
matter
women
what
don't
we
consider
wear or
sexual?
present as. We are born female, and we will be seen as sexual objects. Period.
And
I
I
can
can
have
agree with
on a
Right.
pair of baggy sweats and everything else, and still gonna be perceived as being sexual in some way.
no, but do women present
Exactly.
themselves as sexual objects, or do they present themselves as something modest? Do you not
What?
see women I
I
see
don't
women
understand the
do it all the time.
question.
Do women present themselves as sexual objects, or
I
they
see
present
modest
themselves?
women all the time.
I don't know what
I
else
don't.
you know.
I don't project
I
myself as
understand.
any type of sexual object. Period. I don't.
I'm not. I'm not.
I see
I'm
modest
not.
women all the time.
I didn't say V. I
What do you
said
consider modest? A moo?
no, no, no. Okay. So
Right. What's the definition of
we,
modest?
we can play all these crazy games all day, but we know that young
No,
that
because
that
it's gonna be a complication.
Look, I swear we give the men the blues. Real ain't
no,
saying nothing. He
not the
ain't even
blues.
opening up his mouth right now at this point.
We know most women in America presents themselves as sexual objects.
I do.
Okay.
Oh my God. He said
It's
most
about people on
women in
social
America.
I'm most women in America.
Right.
You're not
That's
most
what it
women.
told me, right?
Is you more
Oh
Because
than
my
this is not most
God.
women in America.
What are y'all
What makes
not
you
understanding with his
not most
argument?
women in
He
America?
said
What makes
most
Erica not most women in America?
uh
What
by her
are
not
most
doing
women?
it. If she
Who
don't
are
do it,
most
she's not the
women?
most.
okay,
That's
Who
sit,
are
what
most women?
okay, let me finish then.
the
Let me
women
finish.
who oh my
Let me
go
finish
Okay,
ahead,
then.
so can
Elijah.
I ask a
Let
Handle
me
your
finish.
business,
question?
bro.
Hold
I
on,
just want to ask a question
you
so
gotta
I
let
can
me finish and
understand
say
the
that. Every time I'm
clarification
saying
on this
something, you want to
point.
cut me off with
So
a
are you
question
guys
though.
trying to say that all these celebrities and these women on social media, they are the women, they basically are what you class as America. Those are the
No,
women that you
no,
guys look
no,
at and
no,
class as
no, no,
America.
No.
no, because we know and you know, when I go to the mall, I was at the mall today. I saw not Cardi B. I saw everything else but Cardi B, but I saw something similar. I saw the goddamn women coming through that bitch with no bras, their
Me
nipples just poking out. Okay. All right, let's get real, V. Let's get real, V. I saw women in there with tights on and no drawers. So you telling me they're not finding
That's sad.
sexuality?
Let me
That
tell
is
you
so
something, V.
bad.
That's
No, V, let me
sad.
tell you something, V.
But
Hold on.
that ain't these
Let
women.
me
That I don't think
can
that's
I tell
these
you
women on this
something?
panel.
Can I say something? No, it's not women on this panel. We're saying, look, in my city, all right, I can go to any hood in my city and see the same shit over sexualized women in my city. Now, if I can make that conclusion, I'm pretty sure in the rest of the cities of America, it's pretty much like that in those cities too. That's why we say most.
Yes.
But you
You
said the
understand?
hood. You didn't even say the whole city. You said in
I
the
said the
hood.
city, I said in my, okay, the hood and anywhere else in the city where black people reside at, I
Hey,
see that.
You literally said
guess
the
what?
hood though. You didn't
Hey,
say the
okay,
suburbs. You
Anywhere
didn't
in the,
say
okay, let me rephrase that.
the
Anywhere in the city where black people reside at, where there
yes,
are black folks, I see it mostly. So
yes.
when I say most in my city, I'm pretty sure I can come to the conclusion it's like
Yeah.
that in a lot of cities in America, not
I
just this one.
I go to Chandler, Arizona, and Scottsdale,
A lot of
Arizona,
areas.
and guess what I see? When I see a black woman come through that mall, I see them little onesies that they be wearing. I don't know what y'all call them bitches, like the shit cut right here, and it's just like a little one tight little jump. No drawers, no bra. I ain't got no problem with it.
Because that's the ones that you notice. You don't see the other women that are
Right.
walking right next to her
I was
that are
gonna say that,
dressed
V. I was gonna say
regularly
that.
You
on
guys are
TV.
full of
That is so
shit.
much
Look,
more in the
You
mall
are
than the
totally
skimpy ones.
unprepared.
no, you know what I
It's
see?
No,
not.
with it.
What
That's
I see?
You
That's
You
didn't
know,
even
facts.
ask it because you're
These
so full of
niggas didn't get
shit.
your
you
attention.
know what I see? You know what I see? You know what I
That's
see?
like saying all women look like skinny women with big old asses and
No,
tiny
I did not
waists and
say
big
that.
titties.
I did
The
not say
majority of women out here is a size 14, 16.
that. Look, check this out.
No, Erica,
Tell it,
I said,
no.
Erica.
I
Tell
done
it,
said,
Erica.
y'all got to be honest with
That
yourselves.
No,
Look,
y'all
is.
need to
You
be
have
The
to
honest
be
with that.
most
honest
I'm
with
with
people
you,
don't
Z.
yourself.
When you
see.
go to
on,
the mall
Erica,
and out in the
no.
streets, you don't notice
on.
the
Stop.
women that are not dressed that way.
Listen, I already
because
know.
guess what? When you go in the mall, there's a lot more women that are actually covered up, but you don't see them.
Listen,
They
Erica.
don't grab your attention.
Oh my God.
That
I got this.
Exactly.
Quit acting like it's not the era of spandex. Nick, I can go everywhere and I see these motherfuckers with spandex, ass or no ass. They got on
What do you have against spandex now? What does that have to do with anything? Why is your attention drawn to the woman who does not have on spandex? Why won't you look at the woman who has on jeans or a long skirt?
Okay, Shanita, let's be honest. I'm making a point. This is the age of spandex. Spandex is used to wet. You can get the same exercise in some damn some basketball shorts or some regular shorts. Why spandex?
Because it's comfortable.
Fuck out of here, show your ass and quit playing with me.
Exactly.
That's what you are looking at.
No, that's what it is.
See, this is why there's so much objection. So much attention for men to look at women because you guys are objectifying us. We're wearing the leggings because we want to wear them because they're comfortable, not because we're showing our asses. But there's men like you who are objectifying us and saying, "No, they're just trying to show their ass. They're just trying to show their ass," and that's not it. We're just literally trying to be comfortable.
Quit lying! I can't stand lying ass fuckers. You lying motherfuckers, and I'm gonna tell you you're lying. You full of shit, and you know you full of shit.
No, we're lying. That's the truth.
So you telling me? Are y'all telling me the only way y'all can get comfortable is by wearing spandex? Is that what you're telling me?
Why does it matter? So that's another thing.
I'm asking a question. I'm asking a question.
You're objectifying us again because why is it?
No,
that
I'm asking a question.
A certain way because of you, because it makes you feel a certain way.
Can
Why
I ask a question?
Versus leggings. Basketball shorts are not as comfortable as leggings are, but you're looking at it as she's want to show her ass that she got on these leggings. No, she wants to just put on the leggings because they're comfortable. Basketball shorts are not comfortable, nor are they fashionable on a woman.
I can't stand wearing jeans because they're uncomfortable. Like as soon as I come, if I'm wearing jeans for the day, as soon as I walk in the house, I'm ripping them off and putting on something comfortable. Where you have tights and leggings and stuff, which is comfortable. So you're finding a lot more women are just wearing it because it's comfortable. That's it. We ain't trying to show you nothing. So half the time we got a shirt that covers our butt. Look, see a shirt all the way.
Okay.
You can't even see the edge of my
Congratulations, V. You're wearing a shirt that covers your ass. But look, congratulations. But look, you being part of the minority cannot speak about the majority because the majority does not think like you or Shanita or Erica or I guess QT too. Because she'll say the same shit.
We can speak about the majority of women way better than the men can speak about the majority of women because we're women.
Okay.
This is what you guys are
question.
Lord,
you guys objectify women all the time, and this is why there's a demand for the over sexualized, for women being over sexualized, and us being on the being in the strip club, and us doing all the things we do because that's what sells. Because that's what y'all look at. The men
and
y'all
the point
look
is
at the women as sex objects.
The point is, if y'all put a stop to that,
so this is why we have to do what we have to do.
If y'all and that's a choice, is it not? Because if y'all really wanted to put a stop to it and being stopped looked at as that, y'all would put a stop to it because y'all are that powerful to put a stop to anything. Y'all do not though. Period.
Okay, so to make you all not look at us, then we need to walk around dressing like nuns, correct?
I didn't say that. If you want to do that, hey, by all means do that.
Because it's our fault because we're wearing what we're wearing. Because like you just said, then y'all need to change what y'all wearing. Y'all need to not do that because y'all using it for that way. It's what you just said. Okay.
I didn't say that. No, I did not say that. I did not say that. No, I did not. Whoa. What we're not gonna do, Shanita, what we're not gonna do, you're not gonna sit there and say, whoa. What we're not gonna do, what we are not gonna, no. What we are not gonna do, Shanita, we are not gonna tell a lie and then try to build off that lie because I never said that in the first place. So don't do that.
What did you say? Tell me what you said, and I'm gonna
I said if you want to be changed, at how you are looked as a woman, You and the rest of the women who have an issue with that can put a stop to that if y'all wanted to. That's what I said. I ain't say nothing about how you dress.
So
I said nothing about that.
But it has everything to do with what we're dressing in. So we want to put a stop to it. We need to change our clothes.
My God.
We need to wear clergy attire. We need to wear nunnery things. We need to wear baggy things. We need to wear long cloaks.
Back to the 80s.
We need to wear capes. We need to wear muumuus, just so we can get that change. So y'all won't look at us any type of way, right?
Listen, no.
Yeah, we want to put a stop to it. That's what we have to do.
I'm gonna stop because y'all gonna talk over me anyway, so it don't matter. So y'all continue. I'm finna smoke real quick, all right?
Oh, he's stressed out. We gotta go smoke.
We done stressed him out.
That's a symptom. That drug use is the stress. He's using that to get the stress. You know what I'm saying?
See?
You learn how to better deal with stress. You won't need to smoke all the time.
Right, shoot. Hey, Cutie, welcome to the stream, girl. Is QT still there? Can she hear us? You're on mute if you don't know.
She probably writing down some retarded shit to say.
You said that we won tonight, Logic. Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay, everybody in the chat, did the women win or did the men win the battle today?
No. Don't do it like that. Do a poll. Put a poll.
Unless I do it on Instagram.
No, you can do
it your poll.
Look.
Do a poll on your community wall.
Oh, okay. I was on my community wall.
Oh.
Yes, do a poll on your community wall and see if they're gonna really be honest. Because
you're not being honest. That's why you had to walk away several times tonight, dear sir. But it's okay. It's all right. It happens. You can't always win.
What you got to realize.
So if they men won, are they really being honest?
Can y'all just hear me out just real quick?
No.
All right, thank you, Miss Marie. The thing is that men don't flex our sexuality. We do stuff that's natural. We grow beards, it's natural. We get waves in our head, it's natural. Everything men do is natural. Women go above and beyond to flex their sexuality. Look, I'm gonna say this. I personally don't have a problem with it.
Of course you don't. You're a man.
Yes, y'all said, okay, y'all wear the spandex because it's tight. I mean, it's comfortable. I guess they get nipple rings because them comfortable too, right?
Oh, shit.
I guess they get nipple rings because they're also comfortable.
That's a stupid
one. You're talking about a type
not every woman
woman,
has nipple rings.
Bruh, look, I don't know what planet y'all on.
Women do
But
what they do.
Why y'all be acting like shit don't be happening? Come on now.
But what you keep talking about a specific type of woman. You're not talking about women.
No.
You keep talking about a specific type of woman.
Check this out.
Every time you talk about a woman, you talk about a specific type of woman.
No, I'm not. Check this out. Because I didn't listen what I'm saying. Over the last year, I done met a nurse that had nipple rings. I done met a regular joker that worked, you know what I'm saying, at 7-Eleven that had nipple rings. Hey, nipple rings don't have no is
this the type of women you are messing with.
I don't have any nipple rings.
The same type of woman you messing with.
Okay, we get it. Y'all in the panel are always the exception. We get that already, all right? We get it.
That's
maybe y'all need to get with
it. We represent the everyday woman.
Women grow titties naturally. Women have hips naturally. Just like you said, men grow beards naturally, correct? Mm-hmm. How is it you all are not being presented as sexual, but we are?
If you can show me that it's a trend of men to walk around the mall in Speedos, then you will have a point. Because
Speedos, all these men walking around these tight ass pants.
No.
All these little boys around these little ass pants, these damn huggers.
Cut the
But
cap.
what does that have to do with anything?
Men,
If
young
we walk
men,
around
young
today,
men put forth that all these little tight ass t-shirts, know they need a medium, and they walking around the small trying to show off their
Okay,
little
that's
baby
not even
guns.
manly. So no, that's not even manly.
I'm saying,
We're
but
talking about
young
men.
guys, hello,
Young boys, yeah, correct. Young boys. We're not young boys, all right?
Hey, Erica,
young
can I
boys.
ask you?
dang,
Hey,
relax.
Right, even in the 70s, even if you
Erica,
look at a man in a suit in the 70s, his suit was tight.
Hey, Erica.
Just
Erica.
all
Thank
it
you.
is fashion
Thank you.
going around in a circle. I don't look at a man and think he purposefully dressed like that,
Hey.
or a or a thing that you try to be.
Well, he did it
sexual.
accidentally?
No, you know why? Because we don't objectify men.
No, he's doing that because it's the trend.
Exactly.
It's just a trend.
Men
In the
objectify
70s,
women.
in the 70s, your daddy
Women do
corduroy.
not objectify men.
Go look at an old picture of your daddy corduroy pants. Them motherfuckers was tight.
Hey,
Promise
Erica. Hey, can I ask you a question?
No.
Ask it.
You got nipple rings?
Why are you so fixated on nipple rings and leggings?
I asked a question.
Why are you so
No.
fixated on nipple rings and leggings?
Because he believes that most women have
Ring,
nipple
as
rings.
you can see.
You got a what? A tongue ring?
And I got the piercing. I have a tongue ring. Clearly, you can see that. And I got that. It had nothing to do with sex, to be quite honest.
Look at them both come back
really
now.
didn't.
Look at this.
You want to know why I got it? It was a sense of independence. For me, it was a sense of independence because everybody that I knew had a certain idea and a box that they always put me in. Everybody who knew me, I was always the good girl, the nice girl, the appropriate girl, and all of that. And I got it because I was in the military and I was of an age where I could do something on my own, and that's what I chose to do.
So you didn't feel independent when you didn't have one?
No, I felt like when people saw me, right, I presented as just only one way that fit in a box.
I'm asking you a question though. This what
I didn't do it as a form of sexuality. I just did it as a way to show my duality, almost like a tattoo. But I didn't want a tattoo that was visible because I didn't want something that I couldn't remove. I didn't check this out tomorrow.
Hold on. I asked for a reason because I saw the tongue ring, right?
It was a form of expression, but not of my sexuality.
Wait. I understand that. All right. A tongue ring is not a sexual thing.
No, you just turned it into a sexual
some people it is. That's why I got it.
A tongue ring is comfortable. Y'all get it because it's comfortable.
No.
Okay, and you can say what you want. Personally, when you say that, I also when I was younger and I had braces and shit, I had this thing with my tongue where I put my top teeth forward, and I always hated it because the orthodontist put these sharp things behind my braces to try to get my tongue to train it to stop doing that. With a tongue ring in, my tongue doesn't float forward in my mouth either. So it wasn't sexual for me like that.
So you got the tongue ring. Oh, okay. I understand now why you got the tongue ring though. All right, I got it now.
Well done. Thank you, Erica, for
you could think what you
educating logic.
It wasn't sexual.
The fact that tongue rings are not all sexual objects. Guys, it has been real. It has been a good debate. I didn't think that we were gonna come to an agreement on cuties, but you guys let me know your thoughts and how you feel. Next week, guys, just so you know, there will be no battle of the sexes. We are taking a break for 1 week. It is official. It is my birthday next Sunday. I will be out of town. I'm traveling, so unfortunately,
we don't give a fuck. You better get your phone and do it from the phone. We don't care about that.
He said, "Do it from the phone."
You want to go on vacation?
Hold on, I'm going to like no tongue ring.
Enjoying my birthday. Okay, so
no, you're not going to treat us like a tongue ring. It can be whatever you want it to be, whatever you want it to be. It could be sexual. It could be a decoration. It could be.
You know what? I will talk with the panel and see if they want to do an extra one. We can maybe do it on Friday evening, potentially. It'll be the panel. I will speak to them, but I will let you guys know in my community wall. But as of for Sunday, there will be no Battle of the Sexes next Sunday, guys. Okay, none. But thank you all for coming. Don't forget, please hit the thumbs on your way out if you haven't done so already. If you haven't connected to my channel, please do so as well. We're back here usually every Sunday. It's not next Sunday. Thank you so much to my panel. YouTube Court TV, Shanita MarieRandomly, Real Talk 87, To Be Loved, All Hot Air, Harrison Family Vlogs.
My boo
What
bae.
am I missing?
My life is Nia.
Please make sure you connect with them also. I
Nia.
love you guys. Thank you so much. It's been real, and see you next time.